AJ, shut your ass up.
Damn.
You always got some shit to say.
I just said, damn, bro. That's
Okay.
crazy.
This is Brothers Talking Shit, episode 173.
It's not 173.
This is Brothers
Golly.
Talking Shit, episode 174.
Like, no, go ahead.
This is Brothers Talking Shit, episode 174. These kids gonna make me catch my third strike. If you don't know, after 174 episodes, who I am the Flesh Man, still known as the Fat Boy. I might call you Broadish. I'm still your Huckleberry. Holla at me.
And I'm Rel, aka Iceberg Shorty, aka the king. Scratch that. I'm not the king of controversial comments. I now realize that this week. I am at where I'm at. Don't hit me unless you try to cut the check. And I'm always smoking on that JB pack. JB, where you at, boy?
It's your boy Jay, the chicken daddy. Mr. I-95, say what I said because I might pull up on you.
Hey, yo, what up? This your boy Dre B, a.k.a. King Mello. Turn me up in the headphones. I'm ready to pod.
Yeah.
Juice, if you wanted to go last, you should have just said that shit. You just said that shit. Well,
damn, man.
I'm Juice, the charm guy. Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
I'm having connection issues, man. I'm charging my car right now. But hey, man, look, I'm Boy G, the charm god. I'm making it cool to be light skinned again. And I'm ready to pod.
No, 10,000. Nope, give it up. 10.
Yeah, come on, yo, 50,000.
No. Hey, I didn't want to get cut out again, man. So I ain't want to mess up nothing. Hey, but don't forget on the channel, y'all, we had a 50,000 subscriber movement. So we're gonna get 50,000 subscribers here to this channel to have uncomfortable, controversial conversations with us. Yes, we are here on this channel. Am I the king of controversial statements?
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah. I'm changing. Yeah, I'm never saying it again. Like I've relinquished it.
You've been crowned.
Yeah.
Hey, the moniker has officially been turned over.
Yeah. Just fast. Yeah.
Okay, we must go touch on what I said. That's going
it's what you don't say, which is nothing. So you always say what you don't say. So we good. I am not the king of. I may be like the prince, not even the popper, right? You know what I'm saying, baby son, but you are the king of controversial comments.
Yeah, he got that one.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, chicken daddy. So a little something behind the scenes. We all come together and we doing pre-production, and Jay has a shirt that says Chicken Daddy on it. And me being who I am, I gotta ask Jay, what the fuck is a chicken daddy? Like, what's up with this chicken daddy shit?
Chicken daddy, man. You know, I raise chickens in the backyard. One with the price of eggs. So you know, I want my eggs fresh. And you see what they cost in the store. So I let them run around the yard. I feed them a little grain here and there, scraps of food, and they bloop pop out a little egg for me, brown, blue, green. You know what I'm saying?
Different color eggs?
Yeah.
So
I got Americanos.
Different chickens?
I got Americanos. I got Bluffs. I got what else is out there?
You don't remember all the chickens you got, Jay?
It's like four. It's 4 or 6 of them. So
it's who?
It's 4 or 6
of them.
Jay, something like chickens, I think you would know, like
because some of them look simple, so I don't know. That's like, are you light skinned black or you black, right? So it's like. It's you know what I mean. Like you could be Spanish.
I actually do. I have no way of understanding what
you know when they Spanish, but they like, are you from Puerto Rico or you like New York Rican? You know what I mean? Like you still Rican, right? But
one day I swear I'm trying to get a sponsor. God damn it! I was so edited for 5 minutes.
How don't you know how many chickens you got? Is the question.
I don't know if they're different breeds. I got 6 of them. But I don't know if they're all 6 different breeds or if they're 4 to 6 different breeds.
So why did you just name all these
chickens from the chicken hustle, man? I got these 4 chickens. Like what?
No, man. I got them just to learn them because they're interesting.
Or did you get them because of the eggs? You said the eggs first.
Well, that too, and the price of eggs. And they taste so much better. It tastes so much better.
How long do you wait after they lay the eggs? How long do you wait till you eat the eggs, Jay?
The same day, or like. Because these don't have to go in the refrigerator. These sit on my counter, and they can stay on the counter for up to 3 months because there's no pasteurization on the egg.
Hold on, so Jay, you got a rooster crowing out?
No, I don't need a rooster. You don't need a rooster to have an egg. So what you do is you get regular chickens, hens to be exact, and they lay the eggs. A rooster is what fertilizes the egg to make the chicken.
Oh, okay.
And so that's how you get a baby. That's how you get a baby chicken.
Ladies and gentlemen,
if you take that egg and you scramble it, that's fried chicken. If you think about it, right?
Yeah.
But
No what?
so
No, that's enough for the segment. All right, all right, all right, Jay. We appreciate your participation and giving us a little
Yo,
lesson on
let's go, man.
your egg situation. All right, y'all. I'm pretty known to have a big mouth and say shit, and I gotta step up and acknowledge when I might have overstepped or said something wrong. Um, I came at LeBron James neck last episode, Brothers Talking Shit, episode 173. Go check it out. I had some things to say about just how he went about things and felt like he was overreacting and basically everything that was being said to him. Well, everything that he's been going through has been because of himself. I kind of still agree with those things, but I have to apologize for the simple fact that him stepping to Stephen A. Smith to me was justified when a man comes out his mouth and say, as a father. When you come at a man as in his fatherhood and how he goes about raising his children, I could see that being an on-site thing. I could see that being it don't matter where we at. I could see that being I don't care who's watching, who's recording anything. I see that man. I got something to say to that man. So in that aspect of things, I have to apologize because when you come out your mouth and you just speak to a man and you refer to when you come out with that as a father type, there's certain things as a husband. Oh, as a husband, I think you need to. As a father, I think you need to. Those things are things I could see it being the on-site. I don't care. I'm gonna get straight with you type of thing. Dre, what's up?
I will join you in this apology tour to LeBron James because for two reasons. One, I saw on the internet a compilation of videos of Stephen A. Smith basically saying, if you got a problem with what I said, pull up on me. So when you got videos out there on the internet of you having that type of energy, then you gotta, accept whatever comes with that, right? So I want to apologize to LeBron for that because in that essence, I feel like I was wrong in my criticism of him. And also, did y'all see that man's prom picture? Any man that wear a tuxedo like that to the prom deserve to get cussed out in public. That's just my take. That's it. That's all I got.
And real quick before anybody else go, somebody said to me, "I don't think LeBron heard your comments, so ain't no need for you." It don't matter. He might not hear my apology neither. But if I'm a real one, I'm a walk back what I said.
Hey,
Point blank.
Flush.
Period.
Hey,
What's up?
Flush. He ain't hear it yet. Yet.
Right. True. That
Yeah,
should
When
have
we
come
hit
back
that
10 years,
50,000
10 years
subscribers.
later when he try and sign us.
Right.
Or something happened. Oh, let's go back to episode 173, brother. It's all good though. Iceberg, how you feeling about it? You got something to say?
yeah. I stood on the other side of that. I said LeBron was right the whole time, and just to see the compilation of Stephen A. talking about pull up on me, and it was funny in contrast. Like he said, and he had on all white, but then he went on this tour about, what I'm saying, who gonna check me, boo? You know what I'm saying? Like he went on a who gonna check me, boo tour, right? Like he talking about it, looking like Martin from goddamn the
Right.
episode with the CD player and shit with the
the
cotton Nino
Rottweiler.
Brown. He was definitely walking around like, shut the fuck up, Stephen A. You bugging. He absolutely was bugging, yo. No fucking way, yo. Like, knock it off. He ran up on you, said what he said. Yo, take that shit because you've been sitting around there talking it the whole time. Like, yo, right up on me, say what you gotta say, yada yada. He was wrong. And he was still wrong. And everybody was right. Like, there's nothing else for you to talk about. Right? There's nothing else for you to talk about. What was Bronny? 54, 55? Whatever that was.
55, I
55.
think.
Like there's nothing else for you to talk about. And I watched that kid the other night play some really decent minutes in the NBA against a very good team. The Lakers almost pulled it out against Denver when they was down short a lot of people. He definitely hit a three in front of the Joker face. I ain't do it. I ain't been able to shoot a three in front of the Joker face and, give him some time to develop. Nobody ever said he was LeBron James, right? He's
Right.
LeBron James Jr. He's still in the NBA. He ain't, knock it off. Y'all just, it's slow news week. But all I gotta say, slow news week.
And then, I mean, if you really look at it, though, if you look at Bronny's numbers, like they're not that far off from like a 55th pick in the NBA draft. So I think a lot of it does have to do with, who his dad is, obviously. But yeah, Stephen A., you gotta relax, bro. You gotta relax.
Juice.
I mean, Stephen A. be on some shit a lot of times. I've had my moments where I thought Stephen A. was shucking off. And me personally, my personal opinion was that I felt like y'all can hear me all right. I'm just
Yeah.
double
Yeah,
checking
you good.
while I could. Okay. Me, I'm a hit you on the line and check the temperature and see what we really doing in person type of person. I'm not gonna. I can respect what that man doing because he had it was public about his son. The commentary was public, so he wanted to go public, with his checking. But me personally, I just think man to man, I ain't get to talk about it. What I'm saying, last episode, but I just think man to man, I'm gonna check. It's what we doing face to face. What we doing when ain't nobody around? What's the real temperature? That way I know how long with things before. It was really only to said because I felt like man, you got in front of his face in front of a crowd and could have checked that real temperature on that man in person. But that's just me. You know what I'm saying? I can't. Hey, he came at his son. He came at him about his son. He made him a topic when he really didn't have to be. So I can't be mad at LeBron for doing what he did. I probably would have handled it differently. But I'm not a LeBron hater, so that's my part. That's my.
Can't hear you.
Jay?
Yeah, indeed. I was on the other side with with y'all, and so it's kind of funny to see, like Rose said, that Stephen A. put on his little death row shirt and chain and whatnot, and say, who coming at me? Let's go. You know what I'm saying? So, um, everybody else has said everything else that I would have said. So, but I wonder what he's going to do with the next with the next child and the next two children, because there's going to be some other commentators out there that's going to say something. It might be us to say something about him. So, you can't check everybody. So stay in your lane.
Yeah, I just think it's certain things just as men, you just as long as you don't cross, and you can have your commentary about Bronny, you can have your commentary about LeBron and all that, but just when you get to as a father, that's just triggering. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, we not we would have to be, especially publicly. Now we have a relationship, and you call me and and like one of these guys is sitting here might see something or come across something and say to me, "Hey, bro, as a dad, I'm saying." Oh, they probably wouldn't say that, but we could talk about things and we can bounce things off of each other, and that's okay. But for somebody to just in the public eye come to me as a father, because I think that's one of the things that you just don't question about that man. It's certain, as black men, we go through enough for it to be us coming at each other as far as that side of things. We
Yeah.
on the defense enough for just being trying to be better fathers than our fathers was, for that to be an angle we use in that. It's just like something you just don't say in front of white people or in front of, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't say nigga in front of white people like that. You calm it down. You know what I'm saying? Now, it's five of us, nigga. If we had a party with tuxedos on, the nigga gonna be on, gonna be a little bit more chill than that. So it's a time and place for all that, I feel like. Anybody else got
Not
anything else?
not only that, but to come at LeBron James on some like as a father type time is crazy to me anyway, because there is nothing on Beyonce's internet, right, that says that LeBron James has not been a outstanding father for the life, for his kid's entire life. So for you to come at him like that, I mean, it was completely out of line. If you want to criticize him as a basketball player, that's fine. If you want to criticize his son as a basketball player, that's fine too. But yeah, I agree with you, Flesh. Like to talk about a man who grew up without a father, right? That has married his high school sweetheart, been scandal free for his entire 20 plus year career in the NBA, and has been there, for his children. From everything we can tell, right? They're happy, healthy children, and they're well on their way to being productive members of society and all of that. To come at him about being a father, like I said, I mean, that's absolutely ridiculous. So I'm with you, Flesh.
Yeah,
To come
It's
at
but
him,
but
to come at
it's
him about being a father and the Anthony Edwards shit out here like that, it's just crazy.
it's
Right.
is Stephen A. Is he a father?
He got
yes, you
daughters. He
got
got
two
two
daughters.
daughters.
Huh?
But
Yeah.
he keeps his personal life real
I don't
close to the vest.
I don't like it at all because like let's you're only using it because his name is Bronny James. You had nothing else to say but say that. right? There was people picked before Bronny that are in the NBA, and there's people picked after Bronny that are in the NBA. You just had nothing else to say. Like, let's just call it what it is. Like, you went on the tour because there was nothing else to say.
It was
Like
a slow news
Bronny,
week,
yeah,
bro.
like Bronny James is doing better than all of them. The people picked before him and the people picked after him in the NBA and doing 3 times better than them in the G League. What are we talking about?
Bro, let me ask you, is it that we all know that that's that time after the Super Bowl to NFL
Draft.
free agency.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that what it was? Is it a thing where as though we looking for things to
No,
talk
he been
about?
said that, bro. He been
Oh,
said
okay.
that.
As a father, he said
Yeah,
that? Oh,
he
okay.
been the as a father thing happened 2 or 3 months ago.
Oh, okay.
Right? It might have been right after JJ tried to give him those minutes and to spark it. So I think that was before the All-Star break, right?
Okay.
But still, like, so what? Like, yo, I seen Kobe Bryant miss a goddamn 3-point and they were screaming air ball. So what? Right? Like, what did we? I
Right.
didn't expect him to come out there and give us 40. Like, what are you talking about? He's not that. He's a small guard at best. Right? What Bronny? 6'2", 6'3"?
6'3".
Right.
On his best day, right? Like I just don't know what y'all expect from that kid, right? But like I tell you, he was handling the ball the other night, made a goddamn 3, good to the cup. Like, he did okay. Like, he's going to be okay.
He's
Yeah.
doing better than most number 1 picks that previous are in the league right now. Mentioning
one that's
Zion or anybody else. Zion's a bust.
but
Like,
Pete the Blitz.
that
Nobody's talking about the guys that went before him in his draft. Who in his draft is there even a conversation about? And the one thing they do say about this kid is, as far as Bronny, is he works hard. They said he had surgery when he had that heart thing. He was studying film days after that. You get what I'm saying? So he got the work ethic. I don't think this young man, is sitting back here running, expecting handouts from anybody. And I think he's going to earn his own. I think eventually he can be at least a role player in the league. I can see him being in somebody's top 8 if he continues to improve.
They just
You know what
make
I'm saying?
stuff
It's gonna
up,
take
yo.
time.
Like, they're like, oh, he got $8 million. All of them got $8 million.
No,
Hey, and my man,
no, he got
All
the second
of
round
them.
pick. No,
From a heart
no,
attack.
Yes, I'm telling you, bro.
No.
I'm telling you.
You don't
I
get $8
literally
million
saw
as a second round pick, bro.
Bro, I'm telling you, I saw the daggone other
They
people's
signed him
numbers.
to another kind of deal.
No, they did not. I saw the
somebody
numbers. Flush. I saw the numbers this week. I saw them with my own
Right,
two
you see the
eyes.
numbers he got now.
I saw the $8 million, the 4 years, $8 million for the 3 people after him. They got those same deals.
We're gonna sit right there. Can somebody look that up for me? Dre, look that up for me, Dre, because I ain't saying I don't believe, brother.
his contract
Question
it begins at he's getting just over $1 million, 1.1 for this season, 1.9 the following year, then 2.2, and then 2.4.
Right, but the original contract as a second round pick ain't 4 years. They did something after that. When you a second round pick, you get like a 2-year deal, if that.
I mean, for me, listen, I just watched the video where Tony Allen got his jersey retired by the
Yo, I
Memphis
wanted to
Grizzlies.
talk.
Okay, so if Tony Allen can get his jersey retired, there's hope for Bronny.
Hold
And
on, Dre.
stop
Now
it.
let's tap into that.
Stop it.
So, Dre, you feel like Tony Allen shouldn't have got his number retired?
For what? Now I know.
So-
All right, I'm a Celtics fan, right?
Okay.
So I know every team don't have the long, illustrious, history that my team has,
Right.
right? And I understand we're talking about the Memphis Grizzlies, but what exactly did the Memphis Grizzlies accomplish in Tony Allen's 7 seasons with them? Now, for him personally, right? He was a 3-time all defensive first team and 2 or 3-time all defensive second team in his time there. But what did they accomplish?
Before anybody else answers the question, I have to ask Dre another question. How do you feel about Udonis Haslem?
About him getting his jersey retired?
Right.
Well, I think he's a staple of that franchise. He's a
It feel a little
Miami
different.
He's a Miami kid, right?
Mhm.
He's a staple in that franchise.
Never
He's
played anywhere else.
Never played anywhere else, took pay cuts, sat on the end of the bench and basically was an extra coach. So I think that situation is a little different because Tony Allen is from Chicago.
Right.
Tony Allen didn't play his whole career there. Like I said, it just and the other thing is Udonis Haslam was a productive part of championship years with the Miami Heat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that situation is a little different.
How anybody else feel about the Tony Allen situation? You got something, Jay?
I didn't. I understand. I didn't really know why. I thought it was a stretch to retire him. I think it was just something so they can have some attention towards them. Ever since Ja has got attention taken away from him, and the and like more media has shined away from Morant. So there's like, oh, let's get something over here real quick. We're gonna retire his jersey, whatever. What they gonna do next? Make a Zebo statue?
All right, now,
So yeah,
real quick, I think
don't cut me
the
off.
whole grind mode situation, because if you look at my bad, what happened?
I wasn't done, but you cut me short. But go
Nah,
ahead.
you was done. You was done. I can tell you was done. I know you done. Say no. I apologize if I did that, Jay. But I think to give Tony Allen some a little leeway or something. The whole Memphis even continue to stay in Memphis. I feel like that team, the grind mode atmosphere type situation, kind of played a part in that, and I feel like he was a part of that. But to me, it's almost like what things are like today, because it's like we could say Tony Allen shouldn't be in the Ring of Honor, or his number shouldn't be retired in Memphis. I can say, like, even with the kids, like, how the kids, everybody wins, or it's like the standouts don't stand out no more. When I think about the Hall of Fame, there's guys in the Hall of Fame that's going into the NBA Hall of Fame. To me, that when I think about it, there's no standard as far as that. Because, like, if you look at I give the NFL Hall of Fame way more credit than I get the NBA,
There is no NBA
basketball.
Hall of Fame. It's basketball.
One more time.
There is no NFL Hall of Fame. I mean, there is no NBA
Hall of Fame. The
It's
basketball Hall of Fame.
Hall
It's
of
guys
Fame.
in the basketball Hall of Fame that are questionable. We talking about,
like who?
where do we? What's the standard?
What, again, you said we're talking about basketball Hall of Fame,
Right,
and the
right. Because
NFL
at the end
Hall
of the
of
day,
Fame aren't
okay,
the
like
same. I wouldn't compare those two. Is my point. You can't compare what you did in the NFL to get to the Hall of Fame and what you did in basketball to get to the Hall of Fame.
Tracy McGrady is a Hall of Fame NBA player?
Absolutely, 100%. It's not without a shadow of a doubt.
I think so. I think so.
So you gotta. So when you're talking about the basketball Hall of Fame, right? You're bringing in factors that are more than just what you did in the NBA.
Right.
And so
Tracy
McGrady was one of the greatest players in the league at one time. He was top 5 in the league at one time.
Did he win the scoring title like 4 or 5 times?
Right. But not only that, but we're talking about someone that was so good at basketball that he went directly from high school to the NBA. Right. So for those accomplishments alone, yes, he's a Hall of Famer.
I love T-Mac. Don't get me wrong. I could.
Don't sound like it.
No, I do.
Right.
I'm saying that what's the goal? Okay, so when you look at a T-Mac career, that, let's say, really, what was T-Mac's prime, or how many years was it? 5 or 6 years.
7-time All-Star, 7-time All-NBA.
Okay, 7 years. 7 years.
2-time scoring champion.
7 years. So in the NFL, what do 7 years of a Pro Bowl get you Hall of Fame?
But that's but you got to think about it. I just said you can't compare it. NFL Hall of Fame as opposed to the basketball Hall. What did he do in high school that got him to the NBA?
Right.
Okay.
Why you make it sound like
I'm just saying. I feel like when I look at,
you keep trying to compare it.
So at the end of the day, it's that's like saying T-Mac versus Randy Moss. Like, you can't. Compare those two.
Whoa! Chill out.
Why? But that's what I'm saying.
I don't think that's the same at all.
Hold on. Randy Moss has top 3 stats in the most important stats as a receiver in NFL history. You cannot compare T-Mac to Randy Moss.
T-Mac dropped what, 33 and 13
dog,
seconds?
You cannot.
Like that?
He had we talking about of all time. T-Mac ain't in the all-time conversation, bro.
Huh? The hardest person Kobe's ever said was T-Mac got him.
Bruh, no, he did not say that. He said Tony Allen. He said T-Mac was tough. Don't get me wrong. Don't quote Kobe around me. All right?
Yes, sir.
So let's get back to you comparing T-Mac to Randy. Moss.
But you can,
Randy Moss
what
is
we're
number
saying
2
is,
and number 3 in every major category as a wide receiver.
what we're saying is you can't say
So I'm
NBA
asking
and
you what you're
NFL.
saying. Don't talk about what we're saying. I'm asking you what you're saying about Randy Moss and T-Mac.
My point was don't put NFL and NBA in the
No,
same
that wasn't your point. Your
category
point was T-Mac is like
as
Randy Moss, and you tripping.
well,
Hey,
Randy Moss is a great basketball player from what we understand.
Jay, don't change the subject, Jay.
Hey, I'm just
Go ahead,
Hey, I
Juice.
got a question.
Go ahead, Juice.
I got a
go ahead,
question.
Juice.
What are you basing greatness off of, Flush? Like, because
Yeah,
I
that's
think
what
when we
I was
think
asking.
about,
Yeah.
I think when we think T Mac, we say, yeah, he deserve it.
No,
but then
don't get me
again, we
wrong.
could
Listen,
look at.
I'm sorry.
You brought T-Mac
If I
up.
come
You could have
across
said a
wrong.
lot of people. That's why I
love
asked you.
T-Mac. Okay, because I'm trying to think about somebody in the Hall of Fame. I just feel like
You
the
can't.
standard.
That's my point. That was literally my point. You can't think of somebody who shouldn't belong there because you're going to sound wild. And you
could've
went
said
to
a nigga
T-Mac, which was wild to me.
You
like
could say a
would,
nigga like Calvin Murphy or some shit like that. You know
No,
what I'm saying?
all right. Let me think of
Go
somebody
ahead,
more
Flush.
recent.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm looking at T Mac's high school. His senior year, he averaged 27, 8, 7, 2 steals, and 2 blocks a game.
Okay, you know what?
You about to be on an apology tour every other
2 in a row.
Yeah,
No, because don't get me wrong. I say, and this is honest. I've said this. I've said to me in his prime, T-Mac is the 3rd best scoring guard in his prime. I put him behind Kobe and Mike when he was in his prime over D Wade in his prime.
Are you bugging?
Scoring?
You bugging?
Yeah, I'm just saying all around.
No, I got AI. AI got to be in that conversation.
Look,
I'm sorry,
I
2025
don't even
tour
think T-Mac
coming.
was a 3. Am I tripping?
no, he was a 2 guard.
Huh?
No,
Yes, he was.
T-Mac's a 3.
No, what are you talking about? T-Mac was the
T-Mac
2.
was a small, wasn't he?
No, he
Hold
was
up,
the 2.
yo.
I think y'all looking at his height. I think T Mac did play too.
He is.
You know,
I think he was a
6'7" He's a 6'7" I'm saying
Alright.
his prime. I'm not comparing careers. I'm saying as far as a career, of course, D Wade got him. 3-time champion and all that. But
small
T-Mac,
forward. What are you talking about?
He's a 3.
It's a 3.
dog, he played the 2, bro.
Bro, I'm just telling you what the internet is saying. Look, you can argue all day. It's all good. I don't care how much he scored. T-Mac is a 3.
You can't argue with Beyonce's internet.
like T-Mac position.
Somebody put that
Oh,
down.
it says both. So
internet.
let's go ahead and clear it up. He's both. It says position, shooting guard and small forward. So
Right, because he played
2 things
and
can be
shooting
true.
guard is first.
No.
Shooting guard is small forward. What you talking about?
He got drafted
You know
as a
what?
3. The end. That's the truth.
No, he didn't.
I'm telling you.
All right, how you telling me?
Because I'm looking at the stats right now, bro.
Like,
I have 3 screens right here. The stats here, the stats here. I'm all over it. You just said stuff.
Nah, bro, because I remember him at the 2. How was he matching up with Kobe then?
What does that actually mean? So what's LeBron? A 1?
Because
LeBron a
coach,
3.
because
I'm
coach,
asking you, what's LeBron?
He's a 3.
He's a 3. Why was Kobe matching up
Well,
with
he's
him
a
in
4
the
now.
All-Star game? Like, what are you saying? I don't care about matchups. I'm talking about what you came into the league as.
Bro, come on, man. He was a 2, bro.
he matched up against Kobe because coaching matters.
No, don't. I know you're not laughing because coaching don't matter to you.
Why are you saying you know I'm laughing? I stand on that. I'm not. Like, what are you talking about?
Controversial. I ain't juice controversial. I want some other shit to do.
I hear you. You just argue just to be arguing. I get it.
No,
Hey,
plus
you got controversy in the cup.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Hey, he should be wearing that. He want all the smoke.
Right, exactly. You know what I'm saying? See my shit, that Turner. I want all the smoke.
All right, so
wait, did we bury this Tony? Like, why are we talking about Tony Jefferson? It's Memphis. No one
Tony
cares.
Jefferson.
Tony Allen. Whoever. Tony Jefferson. Tony Allen. You know what I'm saying? Tony Montana.
Tony
5. I don't care. Like, I don't care.
Hey, I couldn't tell you what Tony Allen looked like. We was in Walmart.
Exactly. Like,
Hey, and
they
shout out,
hang my jersey in Memphis in a week or 2.
hey, shout out to Paul Pierce for talking about that baggy ass suit he had on too.
Yeah, they be grinding Tony Allen up. He a real one. I heard he got a doc coming out, or I don't know if it's out yet, but I heard he.
I'm gonna watch.
He got a doc.
Yeah, they say he was on. He was one of the guys who.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, to be continued.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
All right. So, fellas, let me ask you something. We all fathers here. Jay.
Fuck these kids. I'm sorry.
You got kids out here that take nothing. Don't do that. But when is it okay to look through your chicken dad? Oh, you got chickens in the back, right? Right. So when do you go out to the barn, Jay? Jay, you got a barn for them chickens?
I got a coop.
Okay, chicken coop. All right. When is it okay? When is it okay to go through your kids' things? And is there an age when it isn't okay to do so? Juice, we're gonna start with you.
I'm going through your shit until you're in middle school. I mean, once you get to middle school, because I know that's puberty age, you might be looking at things that are, adult-like or uncomfortable. Then we're going to have conversations. You do have to start to, wean them off on privacy. So, you don't want them to feel too uncomfortable. That's just being realistic. But for the most part, when they're little, you should go through their things. I kind of have a story.
Go ahead, Juice.
I can't drop no names. And I hope my connection don't go up. But I have someone that I know that has a young.
Damn, we losing you.
Damn,
Damn, you breaking up.
Am I back? Am I back?
Go ahead, Juice.
Back.
I'm back. I'm back. A young child is 10 years old, and that child received an inappropriate picture from a 40-year-old. Because that child was, somehow on their phone, on the internet, and just, not being supervised, but it got caught. And so that could have potentially turned into something very bad. So I just want to say, when they're young, you should have those conversations too, because of the age that we're in terms of, technology. But once they kind of get to middle school, puberty age, you start to win them. High school, I'm not checking nothing in high school. I'm not checking anything.
What makes you not check anything, Juice? Because you scared of what you might find?
I feel like when I was 15, I was in guts, and I don't want them to, I'm teaching my children to wait till marriage. But still, I feel like you never know. They might. I want to respect their privacy, and I want to have a conversation with them because I feel like that's just me personally. That's not to say that I won't ask you what's going on. That's not to say I won't go on your phone, but I think as teenagers, they could be. Maybe I am afraid. That's good. Am I being counseled right now? Is this therapy? Maybe
No,
I'm afraid of
Juice, you're not alone. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, to me,
yeah.
my wife is more go looking. I don't want to see, and it might sound crazy because, like you said, and even with teenagers, I come across some things where as though some guys, I had a guy come at my door to talking about, oh, he homeschooled. Bruh, what? No, that don't sound right to me. You get what I'm saying? So, it's things out there, but I ain't gonna hold you. I don't want to read or see as a father, and for my sanity, what could possibly be there. And I don't know if that's the right or wrong thing, but dog, I don't know. I don't want to read the Texas. I don't want to, because I might lose my motherfucking mind. I ain't gonna hold you. What you got, Iceberg?
Yeah, the answer for me is never, right? Like I'm never going through my kids' things. I'm literally trying to raise them to do and understand the right things the best way possible because they didn't grow up like I grew up, right? So child predator stuff is out here, but then you cut Chris Hansen on and To Catch a Predator, and you have these conversations with them about the things they should and shouldn't do. But I'm never going through their things because there's a level of privacy that everybody should be afforded in my vision, right? Because I'm just like, you don't want to see what's happening. And two, like, dog, if I can compare the things that I did and went through and wanted to engage in when I was 12, 13, 14, 10, 11, 9, and coming up on the tender age of 45 this year, like I'm doing all right. Right? Like it just isn't that bad, right? It just was people was fucking in my middle school. I left middle school at 13. People was 100% fucking in middle school. So for me, it was just like super normal, right? It just wasn't the worst thing that was happening. People was pregnant, like when I got to ninth grade. It wasn't the worst thing that happened, right? Like, don't get shot is like that's like where my thing is. Like, don't die. You know what I'm saying? All the other stuff we can handle. STD checks before I was 16. Like, all of these things are my reality. I'm okay. It is okay. It is just fine. I survived the HIV/AIDS era. I promise you. Right? Like, they got pills right now where you can't even get the shit. Like Magic is still walking around. Like, it's and as they get older, all you're doing is eroding trust because all they're going to do now is not want to talk to you and talk to somebody else. So I have a very liberal, open, honest, say what you got to say. They know if they get it from me, it's going to always be real and from the heart. And I need that reciprocated back, right? So
Right.
you can bring that, hey, dad, is this weird? You know what I'm saying? Such and such said this, or like this dude right here. Like, I want them to be able to say that to me, right? You know what I mean? And once you go through their stuff and erode their trust, they don't want to talk to you no more. You want your kids to be able to come to you and say, well, he said he was in homeschool. And then you put them up on game. That don't make sense. Right. But you can't
Right.
approach it like, come on, dog. You got to approach it like, yo, that don't really sound right. And here's why that don't sound right. You need to
Right.
learn and understand more about them because you're going to turn around and they're going to be 18 years old. Right. Like,
It ain't nothing you can do
I
about it.
remember my daughter being in Jay's arms. You know what I'm saying? It felt like it was yesterday. She just turned 18, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit crazy. So it just happened so fast, and you just want them to be the person that you can come talk to because they'll be your friend a lot longer than you're going to have the age of parenting them. That time frame of them you wanting to be close to them and have the relationship like I have with my mother today, right? And I have with my aunts and I have with my big cousins. That relationship is much longer than anything I did growing up. That's what I'm saying. So
Okay. What you got, Jay?
Obviously I'm gonna kids, but I got nieces and nephews. And like you said, for the little ones, I kind of just monitor and watch what they're looking at, more of YouTube, and if they're playing the game online. That's my biggest thing. Um, and like I said, one of my friends, his son, and got caught up almost with that, and then he caught it, being military and everything. But so I just kind of watch their friend list. Oh, and give them the game. Like, hey, no one needs to know where you staying at unless you've been at their house, right? So no one needs to know your address. Um, as far as everything else, I just kind of let it play out. Like Ralph said, there's nothing you can't say to me because I'm so honest and I'm so open that you're gonna hear it raw from me. And I'm going to tell you exactly what the consequences and repercussions are is going to be. So if you want to, step out the house at 3 in the morning and you're out by the next, Sunoco, and you get grabbed up, they're going to sell your organs for 90 cents, and you're going to be in Mexico. So I'm going to tell you exactly what's going to happen. And I'm dead ass serious when I mean that because the black market is the black market. And
mm-hmm,
next thing you know, you'll be somewhere else. You'll be wishing that
mm-hmm,
you were home when you should
mm-hmm,
have been where you're at. So make sure you do the
Where you
mm-hmm,
right
supposed to
stuff.
be? Yeah.
mm-hmm.
That's all I got.
Yeah.
Right.
I think, as parents, right, the best you can do is the best that you can do. So I don't knock a parent that decides, they want to try and go through their kids' stuff. I'll say in my household and as a father, I don't go through my
Damn, as a
children's
father,
things.
that's crazy. Go ahead,
I don't I don't
Dre.
go through, my kids' stuff because I'm more concerned with, teaching them how to make the right decision, than I am of trying to catch them, out here doing, wild shit.
The
Like,
same shit you did.
yeah, I've worked very hard in my life to make sure that my kids did not grow up in the same environment, that I grew up in. And so they have different challenges, right? But they don't have the same challenges I had. Like
Right.
Rel, my charge when I left the house was don't get shot. Make it back home, right? Because me not making it home was a real reality where I came from. My
Yep.
kids don't have to worry about that, right?
Yep.
I pick my daughter up every day after school. I drop her off every morning. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? So the challenges that I faced are not there. So I don't really find the need, right, to go through my daughter's things and see what they got going on because like Juice and Rel said, I'd rather have a conversation, right? And if you go through their stuff, it erodes the trust. They're never gonna come talk to you, and they're gonna make the same stupid ass decisions. The only difference is by the time you find out about it, because they don't trust you, they're too
Right.
deep in, and you can't help them no way. You know
Right.
what I
Mhm.
mean? So, I choose not to go through my children's stuff. But I think that I've raised children, that I can trust to make good decisions. And even if I haven't raised children that will make good decisions, right? I've raised children that have a father that's gonna tell them, "Well, you did that dumbass shit, so now you got to deal with it." You
Mhm.
know what I
Right.
mean? So now I'm not going through my kids' stuff. I'm not knocking, those people that do, But no, we not doing that in my household.
Like I think sometimes a little bit because like because first of all we grew up outside. So
Outside.
right,
And
so
without cell phones and without
right.
social media.
So we had a different understanding than I think our kids do. You get what I'm saying? So it'd be like even with when we sit back here and say, yo, it's people out here that do this and do that, and it's like y'all got the information on y'all hand and won't even look and see. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I'm not telling you this because I'm trying to be a bad guy, but these things happen. Like, don't nobody care when a little black girl go missing. That's facts. You get what I'm saying? And it'd be like, you know, like I do a lot of talking too. I definitely do a lot of talking, a lot of communicating. Like I tell my kids all the time, like, listen, when I stop talking, that's when I need to be worried. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I care enough to continue to have conversations with y'all and try to put y'all on certain things. And it's just, I think maybe our parents too, in the same token, maybe we don't look at it like that, but this age of technology and how things is, there's nothing to prepare us as parents for this because it wasn't this before. You know what I'm saying? So we didn't grow up 15, 16 with this technology, whereas though we might have a better grasp on it than our kids was 3, 4, 5 years old with cell phones. You know what I'm saying? So
We didn't have. I mean, we didn't even wear watches. Like we waited till you heard that pole warm up and then that light come on. Hey, I gotta go back. Let me go
right.
check in because if that light came on and you wasn't on the stoop, that's your ass is supposed
Ain't
to
nobody
be.
trying to hear that. Ain't nobody trying to hear no excuses why you wasn't there neither. But
Mhm.
I'm just saying, whereas though it's just like
The lights definitely ain't
we
come on the block. I was hanging on to much later than they did on my block.
we
I'm
had
just
to
saying.
be we was really outside. Like that's another thing that don't worry me because it's like yo, you can talk to somebody all day. I know where you at.
Right.
I come and get you. So end of the day, and my thing too be just like I don't I don't you're not available to everybody. So if somebody really want to see you and really want to build with you, they gonna have to. It's gonna take more than that. It's some kids out here that move around in the space where as though don't nobody really care where they at. Like I said, I know I probably mentioned this before. We was leaving my daughter's high school football game, and we had a couple kids in the car, and I said to the young boy, I'm like, yo, you need to call your mom and let your mom know we dropping you off, and he was like, no. And that might seem cool to somebody who's got a parent and like, yo, I wish my parents didn't. No, you don't. You really don't wish that. Like, you really don't want a life where as though somebody don't care about you and just let you do whatever you want to do. That I'm.
It may not be care, right? Like there may be a level of trust, right? I caught the bus from downtown Baltimore all the way up to Northeast Baltimore and got off the bus and had to walk home without a cell phone. I don't think my mother didn't care about me, right? Like I don't think
But your mother knew where you was going at, right?
maybe,
Maybe,
Maybe.
maybe, maybe
maybe.
But we didn't have cell phones.
Right.
correct.
All right. So if you had a cell phone, your mom would probably say to you, yo, let me know how you moving around.
No, even when I had her cell phone, that wasn't the case.
What year we talking? How old we talking?
97, 98. So
I had a
All right. So you
My
was
pager.
like
mother, my
16 years
mother had
old.
a phone, and I had my L
So
since I was 16.
at
I had a
16,
pager.
you
Yeah.
think your
Yeah, I had a
mom wouldn't be
pager.
like, yo, just let me know. Even regardless of whatever, even if my daughter was
Uh,
21, 22 years
Me
old.
and my mom do more checking in now than we did then. I'll say
Right.
that.
But so
So
that's what I
that
kind
Yeah.
of that's my
that's
thing in
where I am.
general.
She
Like
can't
when
let her ass tell me
Hey,
you downtown. Oh, okay. Yeah.
And
Let her
so
not text me on Friday morning when she get to
it
the
was
office. Smoking the
it was
city.
different for me because I had my pops lived. I was on East Side, and my mom's lived down the hill.
Hmm.
So only thing I had to say was, "Oh, I'm gonna go see this one, or see this one," and I was
but see,
in
we not
Shake and
talk
Bake over West Side, or I'll be up Orchard, and then I'm not getting into 2 or 3 in the morning. And then back then you had the food joints, Crazy John's, stay open to about
Shout out to
5 or 6.
Crazy Johns. Facts.
So you know what I mean, or Hammer Jacks. So you be out there till like 5 or 6 in the morning.
all right, just go ahead. Just settle you had something.
hey,
Go ahead, bro.
but the one thing I think we can't, but we gotta like you want to keep a wide like you want to keep your view open in terms of this though. Although you want to be able to be involved with your kids, you need to be involved. You need to talk to them all the time and prepare them, but have an understanding that the access to things are a lot different than us, even though we was outside. For instance,
Right.
scrambled porn. That was a thing. Like, damn, you had to, if you rent Spice Channel, it's going to come up on a bill. On their phones, it's free.
And
they can access anything they want. And so that adds a different layer of responsibility, accountability. For us, that's a different layer of access for them. So we got to think about that too. So you really got to be upfront with your dialogue. You got to be hella upfront with your dialogue and what's going on. Otherwise, we're thinking archaic, like, oh, well, we were young, we were just hopping on the bus going to go fuck off. Yeah, but shit, not today. You might be hopping on the bus, my bad, catching a Uber.
I mean, while you playing, you might be fucking off on the phone.
Easy.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I would be naive to think that my kids haven't sent news to their whatever. I would be naive to think that.
Right.
It's too much access. It's too simple, right? You can take that, send it, delete it on your phone, and hope that the person you would trust or not.
Even going back to the check-in thing, and we talking about the young bull, right? And you was referring to when you were younger. That's cool. But even when I get somewhere, I'll text my wife, yo, I'm here. She'll text me, yo, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Like when Bree go to her mom, Dad, I just got here or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's just regular. It ain't no like I'm really just, all right, you cool, you got where you was going, okay, cool. Like, just I think that's just regular communication in general across the board. Yeah, so for me, in these times where we do have the access to your phone right there.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Listen, if my little cousin, if something changed, let's say if it was somebody like my little cousin or something, or my nephew, yo, text your mom, let your mom know I'm about to take you, boom, boom, whatever. That's what I would just say for him, regardless. Correct. So, end of the day, as a kid, who to me that's weird to me that if you were, your mom don't know how you getting back home. You don't want to check with your mom. Let your mom know this is my twist. If you in my car, I want you to let your mom know this, that, like. I think that's like
right, but those are your rules, right? Me and my mom's rules when I was in the Navy was no news is good news. So if I don't hear from him, I'm not even gonna get my anxiety worked up until I hear from him because no news is good news. We literally live by these principles my entire life, right? You know what I'm saying? So like even today, right? It's like I ain't heard from you, but you know me, no news is good news, and that's how we roll.
But end of the day, perfect example. If I leave your crib, you gonna say what you gonna say to me about leaving your crib? All right, bro.
Hit me when you got home.
All right.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? But if I go see my pop,
those are all good.
Hey,
yeah.
Let me know you got home okay.
Yeah. Those are all good. You know what I don't like? I don't like when you call me and tell me where I'm at. What? I know what like when people are tracking you and wanting to know. Like you at the mall. Like
I'm not answering that question.
That's what
I don't share my location.
Oh, I share my location, but it's something personal.
Yep, I do not.
That happened with my folks. I mean, that made me feel like it was important. So certain people had my location because I've seen a situation where as though basically something happened and there wasn't too many answers.
Yeah, I got a few people that have my location, but if y'all was to say, yo, give me your location, then I will give you my location. But everyone's not getting that location.
Right. It ain't something for me to sit back here and it's simply for the simple fact that I think it's somebody need to know where you at.
Yep.
You know, I 100% agree with that. My kids got my location. You know what I'm saying?
I don't give my kids my location, no.
Well, I got it because I don't want like just any regular old nigga to have it. You know, even I got friends.
Well, you got older kids. Like for me, I don't want my kids to know when I'm coming and going or anything.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's just like, don't even ask me. Oh, when you going? Why? What you? I'm in a young boy. So oh yeah, grandma.
But to your point, I'm sorry. I'm gonna let you go, Dre. Like to your point, bro. It's like. We live in times now, man, where anything can happen. All kinds of shit be going on, and I don't want to have that question mark. So if my phone gone and you don't know, you know, I live by myself. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm out somewhere and something happened and you don't hear from me, then check on me. That's kind of how I'm looking at it, like for my family. So I totally believe in that, But I think in terms of being monitored, I guess, that like your mate. So okay, this ain't on the topic list. Well, since we're talking about it, I'm gonna just throw it out there. How do you feel about your spouse having your location?
I ain't got no problem with that. Period. I ain't doing nothing weird though. I feel like I gotta be my location is not. I don't feel like I gotta have my location from her. Like I said, if I'm going somewhere, if I'm going out, if I say I'm going to Rail House, that's where I'm going at. So end of the day, I text her, yo, I'm here. If she going to her cousin crib and they having the girls' night, oh babe, I'm here. I just got here. All
Yeah,
right, cool. Have
but
fun.
the static is that I don't want to always have to check in, right? Because look, say you come into my house and you get here and I say, come on, we got to go to Jordan's, right? And now we on the road, and then somebody's looking at your location and it's, I thought you was going to Rail House. Why you ain't
But see,
here?
that's the twist.
That's when I
But see,
just lose it. Like
see, the twist is,
now you can't know where I'm at.
I don't think it should be all that. Like
No, bro, it be all that
it
sometimes.
can be right, but at the end of the
Yeah.
day, like for all that, be like, yo, I about to text you and let you know the situation is, or I'll call you and let you know the situation is. Something changed. You get what I'm saying? It shouldn't be. If I don't tell you right then, if she go to her cousin crib, but then end up at her other cousin crib, and she didn't tell me, oh babe, where you at? Oh, I'm good. Okay, cool.
So
I meant
that
to. I meant to let you know. It ain't no.
Yeah,
Yo,
but
why you
ask
ain't
me
tell
where I'm
me?
at. Don't
I
tell me
don't.
where I'm at. That's what I was saying. Don't
Yeah, right,
tell me
right,
where I'm at. Like, yo, you said you was going to Rail House. I know Rail address. You don't look at my location first and then hit me up. Don't do that.
Why you not? Why you not? What you said you
You
would
know what I'm
do?
saying?
Right,
Like
right,
then we
right, right.
having a
That's
whole
not.
different
That
conversation.
shouldn't
Don't
be
do
for
that.
that.
Like
That
that's
shouldn't be for
different
that.
from knowing where I am and what I'm doing. Then I'm looking to see and aha, I got you. Like
Right.
then I now I had
Or
nothing
you
for you.
using it for right, right, right,
I don't
right,
have
right.
nothing for you.
I don't want to feel like I have to check in, right? Like that's my thing. Like if I say I'm going to Dre's house, right, and then me and Dre decide we're gonna go hit the Shakey's or go get a drink or whatever it may be. Hey, why you tell me you was going here? Like what time you coming back? When I walk through that door, like I'm a
But
grown man,
see,
you're a grown woman.
when I look at it, it's not for me. It's not a thing like that. It's a thing like, all right, I'm letting you know I'm okay. More than it being a thing like, oh, I gotta let you know because you about to be on some like we
Sometimes
too
I feel like
old.
that's hid under that guise, right?
I mean, it can be
Like
every
that's
every
hid under
situation can
that.
be different. If I
Yeah,
felt like that, like end of the day, that's the conversation
yeah,
to be had. Like, yo,
yeah.
why?
You know I ain't gonna be okay. The city will be
So
on fire.
What's
so
up?
in my marriage, right? So like I don't have my wife's location,
Right.
right? I don't share my location with her. If I'm going somewhere and I do make it a point, I go out of town or something like that, and I'm in Vegas. When I get back to the room, I'm gonna text her, hey, I'm back at the room, good night. I may give her a call. I'm gonna check in, let you know I'm all right. But I just I don't know. I'm like real. Like I don't want to say like, oh, I'm going over Flush House, and then we end up over Rail House or something like that.
And it's
There's
an
a change
issue.
of plan and there's an issue. I don't want to spend my time doing that, trying to let you know that the itinerary has changed and now I can't even have a good time because I got to tell you everything that I got going on because you looking at my location.
Now let
I
me
don't
ask you
I don't want
this:
them kind of problems. Like I
do that
don't.
happen regardless of location? Will that connect? Is that still possible to happen though?
No.
I'm
No,
gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell
Not
you
in
the
my
You don't
biggest
house.
know,
thing.
but it's not possible. So end of the day, let's say you
I'm not
going
having a
here.
conversation about it. Like
I'm gonna.
it'd be futile for you to talk to me about this.
All right,
I'm,
so eventually it's gonna come up. If it's an
No,
issue,
you talking to yourself.
I'm gonna tell you this.
Like,
I'm. I'm gonna tell you this.
what's
This
the
is the.
difference
This
in
is,
me having you having the location and you talking to yourself?
you not even going to talk to me about it at this point. Like this is not even a topic for conversation.
the one women hate like you. If we were all going out, what y'all gonna do? And we're gonna say the famous words. You say I'm gonna go to Ralph's, right? What y'all gonna do? I don't know.
We don't know
Y'all
yet.
didn't
That's how
talk
men
about this.
is.
Y'all don't know where y'all going. No, like so for some reason they don't fathom that when we get together, then we're gonna say, all right, we're gonna get in one car, we're gonna get two cars, we're gonna go
Or
here
we might
first,
not go
and we might
nowhere.
go, and we might not even
Right.
do it. And for some
Right.
reason that bothers them that much, where it's like, I want your location. Like, no. And like Ralph
See, I don't
said,
know, cause see, that's what I'm saying.
I'd rather you talk to that wall than you over here yapping on my neck because guess what? I really don't give a fuck. Like
Every situation is different.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like I don't feel that energy with my situation, so I can't speak
Yeah,
to nothing else.
yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But I feel like if you did like, she can ruin your night regardless. If
You
motherfuckers gonna
can't ruin my
bullshit, they
night
on
if I don't
No,
bullshit.
no, you
respond or look.
cannot.
No, you
No,
can't.
you
If
No.
motherfuckers
cannot.
gonna
No,
listen, if
no, no,
motherfuckers
no,
gonna
no.
bullshit, they on
No, no, no,
bullshit.
no, no, no.
Listen,
No.
if you know you got that kind of woman, right? If you know you got that kind of woman, you already know. You get what I'm saying? You know, just like there's niggas out here who, when they girl about to go somewhere, now you got that. Motherfuckers do that. Women, men and women. Or you about to go somewhere, they got
It's
an attitude,
wow.
and then it happens though.
Hey,
I don't
Fluff,
deal with that kind of
It do
shit.
happen.
Fluff. They made
I was
this
like, you
button.
going out? That means
They
more
made a
Right.
money
button,
for
right? It's
me.
Have we
called.
I'm
not
on these
heard? Listen,
sticks.
They
I'm
made.
on these sticks,
They
right.
made a
bitch.
button, Flush. This button's called "Do Not Disturb." I will hit that motherfucker so fast. I'm trying to tell you.
Well, I'm gonna throw this out there too because I think the root of this entire conversation, even with children, is
Right.
transparency.
Mm.
Something that I've learned to live by as I've gotten even older. Even with your friends, you have to have a level of transparency. You have to know who somebody is intimately, especially with your spouse. So if
Mhm.
you have a level of transparency and you have a level of trust, you really don't even need to know. Like, okay, you going out. I'll see you when you get back. I'm not saying it's not gonna be boundaries or rules now. Hey, I ain't gonna
Is
lie.
that
I don't
transparency
wanna.
or trust?
I
Both.
think transparency leads to trust.
Mm.
I think transparency leads to trust because okay, it's like this. If I'm not transparent, we can look at the political climate. If we don't know what's going on, we don't know where our money's going, then we don't have as much trust for the government. But if we know what's really happening and we know what's going on, then we feel more comfortable. And we try to put those conversations out in the forefront too. That's a little preventative maintenance too to put that out in the forefront so you don't have issues in the future. So I think a lot of Real, Dre, y'all probably have a situation where it's not only a level of transparency, but there's also a some boundaries set up. Like, hey, you know where I'm going. This is my time. This is for me. Ooh, whatever the case may be. I think if you don't have that really set up, and this is coming from somebody who used to habitually cheat and be out in the streets, you definitely got to be transparent. Set up boundaries and just be real so you don't have those kind of problems.
You
All right.
you know what I think? I think the real issue, right? At the end of the day, when we start having these conversations about, oh, where you at, and you said you was going here, and but you over here, if that's your situation, then the real problem is that you're a grown person trying to control what the fuck another grown person gonna do.
Right.
Grown people gonna make whatever decision they gonna make. They gonna do whatever they want to do, and I'm just not in the business of wasting my time trying to figure out what another grown person is choosing to do. Right? Me and my wife been together 17 years. Right? After 17 years, she know who she married to. She know I ain't going nowhere, and she know I'm too fucking lazy to cheat. I don't want to pretend like I like you. I don't want to have to remember your birthday. I don't want to have to do none of that shit, right? So my wife know she don't have nothing to worry about. I'm not going no motherfucking where. So you don't need now if you want my location because I'm going out of town or you feel like, you know what I'm saying? I have no problem taking, hey, look, I'm leaving the hotel. We about to go over here. I don't know what we doing tonight. And then at the end of the night when I get back to the room, I'm gonna text you depending on what time it is. I might even call you. Hey, I'm about to get in the shower. I'm about to take it down for the night. I'll call you in the morning. Right? She know
Right.
who she married to. But I think it's too many people out here trying to control what other grown people gonna do. Just because you got their location, if a motherfucker want to
You can't
cheat,
stop
he gonna
nothing.
cheat.
What is a will,
He'll
there's a
leave that
way.
motherfucking phone in the car and hop in her whip and go somewhere else and do what he want to
Hey,
do if
yo,
he really
homeboy,
want to do
hold
it.
this for me real quick in your room
Yeah.
or at your
Hey,
crib.
if she texts you, just tell her I'm in the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? All type. Come on,
Yeah, what is a
whatever
will,
a
there's a
grown
way.
person want to do, they gonna do, bro. So at the end of the day, I just don't have the bandwidth in my brain to be worried about what another grown person gonna do. I trust her, and if she break that trust, I'm out.
Right.
What are we talking about?
Yeah.
Definitely. I'm glad that it wasn't on the list like we said, but I'm glad we
It
went
never
there real
is
quick.
when we get there. It never is
Huh?
when we get there. It never fails.
All right, so
Yeah.
I'm triggered again. Melissa Ford didn't trigger me. All right, so Anthony Mackie went on the pivot.
Anthony Mackie, that show whacked as shit. Oh, but go ahead.
The
Continue.
movie?
Yeah, the movie was trash. But go
No,
ahead.
so
Okay.
he went on the pivot and he was talking about how his sons, he's talking about his sons, but what stuck out to me was he said when he goes, to shoot whatever he's shooting or whatever, he tells his 15-year-old son, you're the man of the house and make sure the house is locked up. And before you go to bed, give me a call. And when you wake up in the morning, give me a call. And I was watching Joe Budden podcast and Melissa Ford was like, well, isn't that a lot to ask of your son? Like that's a lot of pressure to put on your son. And I started thinking, like, it's been a couple of days since I heard, and I'm like, well, damn. when a kid's 15, 16 years old, they want to drive. When they drive, that's a big risk. It's a lot of responsibility. So how is it different when a kid wants to drive and when I'm asking to me, my 15-year-old son, I don't think that's a task that's just so, oh my God, you're asking a lot of him for me to tell my son to, make sure the house is locked up and give me a call once you know that's cool. Like, I don't think what he's asking is so
It's
big or
not.
such.
Let me go first on this one real
Go ahead.
quick
Go ahead.
before
Go
Dan,
ahead.
I wasn't
go.
done, but
Oh,
I
go ahead.
wasn't
Go ahead,
done,
Flush, man.
Jay.
Go ahead,
But
Flush, man.
the
Oh, my
fuck?
bad, Flush. Go ahead.
Go
No,
ahead.
no, I'm done now. I'm no, I'm
I
cool.
know you
He's
are.
so petty. He's so petty.
Go ahead,
Go ahead,
Jay.
Swole.
So let's remember, right? We talk about Melissa Ford. She didn't come up with the same values that we did in America because
She's
she's
Canadian.
Canadian.
Hmm.
Um, Secondly, she doesn't have any kids yet,
She doesn't have any kids.
Right, Joe?
so
Hmm.
she's not understanding the responsibility of
Hmm.
having these kids. Then when she decides to have kids, come and holler at me, Melissa, because I'm ready to have one. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna knock it out the box, chicken daddy. Let's go. So I'm ready to settle down. So when she ready, I got her. But
Jay, can we
she
get
doesn't
back
really
to
have
what we
those values, and everything. So she's not understanding what it is for even I don't know if she's dated or had stepkids or whatever, but to give that person that level of responsibility or have that level of responsibility of knowing where your child's at. Like so, I mean, I can't blame her, but I can. Like, I mean, come on, holler at me.
Yeah, you missed the most important part of that, Swole. She's not a man.
Exactly. Exactly.
What? Plus, you should not be triggered by the Canadian woman with no kids.
right?
Like,
No,
and,
but
and,
I
and that's
feel
not
like
me being
I don't. I feel like
misogynist
I
or
feel like
sexist. I'm
I
just
feel like,
saying. Go
but I
ahead.
feel like
Yeah.
that's. I don't think she's speak. I think she's speaking for more than just herself, and
I
I feel
think
like it's
that
some.
anybody she's speaking for, they're speaking out of turn. They have no clue. When your son turns 15 and we go out of town, you'll say the same thing. When my son was 15, 16, 14, he might have been 10 years old when I was out of town. Make sure the doors is locked. Make sure the trash is up the hill. Make sure you protect your mother and your sister. Like literally, those are things that you say to your young men because you're raising them right. That's the right thing to say at any age to any boy. You should say that to your son right now.
Right, real quick before
You
somebody
know
else
what I'm
go.
saying? Go
Real quick,
ahead.
remember up here when that thing happened in Philly when that plane crashed and the
Yeah.
young boy protected his little sister.
Right.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Right.
That's what it's about. Who next?
Right.
Go ahead, Dre.
That's because that young man's dad told him, "Hey, me and your mom going out. Make sure you lock the door. Don't answer the door for nobody. Don't let nobody in my house." That's Melissa Ford has her opinion, right? Your opinion is limited to your own understanding. Melissa Ford does not understand what it is like to raise a man, right? Because Melissa Ford is not a man. She has no idea what it takes to be a man. So that sounds like a lot of pressure, right, to put on a young man. But that's because she doesn't know what kind of pressure the world puts on a man to be a fucking man. Melissa Ford, sit down. Some conversations you should just shut the fuck up for. And that was one you should have just sat out. Period.
Juice.
I'm finna load y'all up with some clips. First off, Drea Michelle would never. Drea Michelle would never. Also, Anthony Mackie, he's top 5 worst actors of all time.
Damn.
He's terrible, dog. Nah. To your point, Flush, I feel that there are a lot of women that would agree with her. And I've kind of dealt with this in my household because there are things that I got 2 teenage boys. So I deal with them a certain way. Their oldest sister, she's 19 in college. She's tried to check me on, well, I don't think you should have said it like that. You know, their mother, well, you were a little too harsh. And it's like, hey, I'm raising 2 black men. I'm showing them with love how they gotta be. You gotta be on top of your education. You gotta be thinking about how you're gonna provide for yourself. You don't need no babies out here. I mean, you name it. Any uncomfortable conversation that you think we shouldn't be having with these boys, we need to be having. They are the protectors. If we were back 100, 200 years ago, 300 years, where we had to get out in the field and make something shake, guess who's gonna be with us?
50
Those young
Juice,
men.
60 years ago, 70
50
years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah,
70
like,
years
you know
ago.
what I'm saying?
They gonna make it shake. So it's like you gotta understand, if I'm not in the home at the time or whatever the case may be, I need these 2 young men who hoop all day and got all this energy and be doing push-ups. I need them to think about getting active. I'm going to land right here because I prepared my young men about this. You know, when we were young, 9/11 happened, and we had to go off to war. We are in times now where we could be looking at a different type of war. We might, you know, there's rumors of a World War III. What do you then tell your young son who could potentially be drafted? Because they didn't need the draft when we were, you know, at our age group. We signed up, but now they may very well need a draft. So, I mean, then what do you tell your sons? Me, I'm preparing my sons for the real. Hey, y'all, this was in the world climate right now. You know, there's a level of severity and danger that you need to be cool with, and understanding that you may have to face this. So you got to have real conversations with your kids, man. Shout out to Melissa Ford because I think she cute.
But let's give it a buck. Who's to sit back here and say something don't come here?
Yeah.
Who say we
I doubt it. I
doubt that because we've been so used to things not going that way.
I'm just saying, Flush, listen. If somebody come over here, right, and do anything over here, we gonna turn their country into a parking lot. I promise you that. Especially with Donald Trump in the White House. They might have to hold him back from hitting the nuclear codes. I'm telling you. Nobody wanted.
Bro,
Nobody wanted.
It's so funny that people think that there's going to be a world war, right? When I tell everybody that we're responsible for 15% of China's GDP, right? And the next highest one is like 8.5%, and that's Hong Kong, which is technically still China, right? In the grand scheme of things, if you want to think about it. Why would you cut your nose off to spite your face? We are $20 trillion annually to the rest of the world, right? Nobody wins if the U.S. isn't here, right? Like, we are the superpower and will continue to be indefinitely because it is what it fucking is. The country was made great from slavery. It's called free labor. Of course you're going to be number one, right? Like, it is super, like, that's how that happens. And it just has been perpetuating that way for a long time. And this is where the innovation happens. And this is where the control happens, because this is where the money happens. You're not going to devalue the dollar because the dollar is the fucking dollar. It's the reserve currency for the entire world. There is no war. It just sounds good. It's stuff to talk about. It's the distance between the Super Bowl and NFL free agency. Get the fuck out of here. There's no war. Like, who wins? Russia. There's 13 miles between Alaska and Russia. It's really close, right? Like, it is super close. It's not that far.
I mean, there are things happening that you hadn't seen. So I don't disagree with the majority of what you said, but I mean, when you got China near Australia doing, maneuvers out there with their navy, you got Russia country. I understand all that. I'm just saying, but
I'm just saying, so
there still has to be a level of preparation. But China, we'll turn y'all into a wing spot, man. Y'all good at that.
Do y'all fear North Korea? North Korea, like, people fear North Korea. I think I said this on the podcast. Like, North Korea is the size of Pennsylvania. If I came in here and said Pennsylvania is trying to take over the rest of the country, everybody would laugh. Y'all would laugh. If I came in here, yo, Pennsylvania said they out the United States and they're going to take over the rest of the country.
So let me ask you a question. Do you
kidding me?
Do you think the tension is real though? Like, do you think the tension?
I think the tension is bullshit. I don't fear ICBM coming from North Korea. They can't even get it past Japan. We will take it out the sky. I've been around some big shit. We can get all this stuff done in Kings Bay, Georgia. You're right. Pause. Damn. It's crazy. Yeah, pause. Right? Like, Colorado is literally a thing. Like, the places that we are strategically at is really a thing. I don't worry about it. Right? There's reasons that we're in Turkey. There's reasons that we're in South Korea. I have zero worry about any of these things. Right?
If it flies, it's going to die in the sky. I'm telling you that right now.
You ever been on a destroyer? Anybody ever been on a destroyer?
I've never.
I used to be super afraid, like, of aircraft carriers. No, the destroyers and the cruisers is where it gets busy, right? Yeah. It gets busy. Those silos open up and shoot off those things quick. I've seen it. I got on the destroyer. I said, "Holy shit, this is where it really happens." Yeah. Those carriers are there for pretty. Those are jokes, right? They carry planes. No, the destroyers, the frigates, and the cruisers get busy.
Hey, and I seen, they took us out there, you know what I'm saying, on the flight deck shot them off and let us see what happens when they hit the target. They don't want it.
They don't.
Just leave it alone. Just leave it alone.
Leave it alone.
Yeah,
That's
we
not
really
what you want.
we all
Meanwhile,
over
while y'all watching that shit, I'm on boots on the ground.
we all over the place today, boy.
That's what you want, yeah.
We took Anthony Mackie 15-year-olds to World War III.
Yeah.
All right,
what was his name? What was his name in the shit with Eminem? What was his name in there?
Papa Doc.
Man,
and Clarence Paris got a real good marriage.
Yeah. Hey, did you know that was real?
That was real.
That's
Yeah,
real.
that was real. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
But,
That's the crazy part about it. Yeah.
The worst acting job he did was Tupac in Notorious.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? He owes us an apology for that. He owes us an apology for that.
And it's Captain America shit. Now we don't get together and be friends. What are we gonna do?
It's so bad. I don't know why he don't. Yeah. Get the Cliff Notes version. Right? When somebody make a synopsis
well, they
on
said
YouTube.
it was damn near like the first Captain America for real. Like the whole plot and everything was basically.
It wasn't. I'm sorry.
It wasn't as good as the first Captain America.
Captain America was amazing.
Yeah. All right. Thanks to Dre. We got a topic here.
Yo.
All right, so we're doing top 5 rappers, but you can't name Jay-Z, Nas, Drake, Wayne, Biggie, Tupac, M, or Kendrick. Who going first?
I'm gonna get this out the way because I really kind of got it already. So this is in no particular order. These are my favorites. I'm going with Larry June, Westside Gun, Boldy James, Sauce Walker, and I'm gonna go ahead and throw my nigga Stalley in there because I like the last few albums he didn't put out there. Shout out to my homie Stalley, and that's my top 5 without mentioning the other guys.
Jay.
I'm gonna go UGK. I'm gonna go Rick Ross. I'm gonna go Big Crit. Yeah, that's all I got now.
As long as you say Crit, I was gonna kick you out the room if you didn't say Crit. Like that.
I thought Crit was coming too.
Just. Jay used to text me every time the Crit album come out, like download that new Crit, like it never failed, like no matter.
Did you actually download it?
Yeah. I like Crit because of Jay.
Okay.
Yeah, shout out to Crit.
What you got, Iceberg?
Ghostface Killer, Old Dirty Bastard, Redman, Royce the 5'9", and Joseph Anthony Button Jr. That was super easy. Yeah.
I got Jadakiss. Let me get 3 Stacks, DMX, 50, and Jeezy.
That's a nice 5.
Let me get Kiss, Styles, Beanie Siegel, Fab, and Rick Ross.
That's a tough 5.
He's going to skip Chic, huh?
Yeah.
I love Luch though.
No, don't say that.
Hey, yo, stop that shit. Don't stop that shit. You go back to early episode. Stop that shit. Yeah, that's what I got, man.
I want to say something real quick before we move on about Jadakiss though. I'm not gonna lie. I think he's a lot higher than people have him. I'll say that.
Always
I've never heard a Bad Kiss 16, dog.
And that's what they say. No whack verses.
I can't think of one. None.
Top 5 dead or alive is one LP.
That's just off one LP.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Where we at?
And the Sun nice too. I like J1.
Yeah, J1. All right. Yeah, I like J1 too.
Shout out to J1 too.
Okay, so the Relay Girl said we never talked about the Relay Race Girl. We never talked about
I'm not up on it, so you gotta I saw it, but it I moved on.
From what they say, she hit the other girl in the head. That wasn't her teammate, right?
No.
Right, so she hit the other girl in the head like 3 times with the baton. And she said she did it by mistake, and I guess gravity kind of.
Let me.
Go ahead, please.
So Relay Race Girl goes to the high school I graduated from.
Oh, for real?
Yes.
That's awesome.
I am alumni of Relay Races Girl, her high school.
Right.
All right. So I do have some bias here. So I'm just gonna say, if she says she didn't mean that shit, she didn't mean it, and that's what I'm standing on.
Just because
I like it. Principle.
That's it.
Principle alone. Yeah.
Hey, once a
I,
greyhound, always a greyhound.
she
I
beat the
just
shit out.
don't.
She beat the shit out of that Greyhound because she was ran. She saw that girl trying to scoot past her, and
Well,
she
she was
looked
behind her,
over.
wasn't she?
Yeah, the
I'm
girl
saying,
passed her. Yeah,
and she was coming past. She said,
Yo, that gotta be some a whole nother kind of where your head at in that moment.
"Well, it was getting knocked."
Right. Who the
well, I'll
baton?
just say this.
Not her
Well,
head.
so I never ran like actual like relays in high school and nothing like that. I didn't even know the baton was like like hard like that
Heavy.
part.
Yeah.
I
It's
didn't
not.
know it.
It's
Pause.
hollow.
Yeah, I
It's a
didn't know
thin
that.
tube.
They
That's
talking about the
all it
girl had a
is.
concussion and all types of shit. I didn't know it was
Now
like,
I feel like they go buy a baton and see how heavy it
Hey Dre,
actually
we
is.
yeah,
victim
It's
blaming now,
not
Dre.
heavy at all. It's
huh?
very
Hey
light.
Dre, we victim blaming too, Dre.
No, 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 I'm just saying
No, I'm just saying. She said
I
she had
was
a concussion. I don't
educated
really
Yeah, I can't
believe
throw
that
a
that.
it was
cotton
a
ball at you. Like I got a concussion. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Oh
Like,
man,
I mean, I ran track and
what
I
the fuck is
ran.
going on?
Chicken Daddy. You ran
Not
track.
chicken. Go chicken daddy.
Yeah, it was Black Stallion back then. But
Get the fuck out of here.
so
Hey Jay, hold up, Jay. You're not gonna get that bullshit off the way. They ain't call you no fucking black. Like
I,
Kite Johnson coming to the line.
Let me tell y'all something. In true story, he is unbelievably quick for somebody his size. Right? Like I was struggling playing football one day. Like this
I
motherfucker is
believe you,
getting it.
but
Like
Black
this
Stallion
motherfucker is
though.
getting it.
Who the fuck is that? That sound racist.
I'm just saying, all of Dre
Coming to the line.
crying. No,
Kite
like I mean, I ran the four
Black
by four.
Stallion
I
Johnson.
ran the
Like who
four
the
by
fuck?
one. You know what
It's like a
I'm saying?
stripper
So,
name.
He
uh,
That's your stage
said
name
Black
too.
Science Johnson's triple name.
That's your stage name.
bro, I'm
Coming to the
crying.
stage, ladies. I know you've been asking for him.
hey, big
He's
pause
back.
right now. Big pause.
Mr. I-95 himself.
So,
Hey,
Go ahead,
so
Juicer.
I'm just saying,
Black
when you're running,
Stallion.
your arms are you shouldn't be that high, right? You shouldn't be as high to hit someone in the head. You have to be like, and with track meets, if I know you're at the rival school, I'm talking shit to you all week, right? And back then we didn't, we had AOL and everything else. So with however we had to talk stuff, across schools and stuff like that. Um, I don't know how they do it nowadays, but she did that on purpose, man. Dre, she did that on purpose. I don't know what the mascot was for the other school. But she beat that girl bad, and to hit her that hard to give a concussion, that's something that's hollow is amazing. So she was watching Drumline that night or something. I don't know what she did to that girl, but she she beat it.
hey man, so Portsmouth. Shout out to P Town, young lady from Portsmouth, huh? One thing, hey, it's some ratchetness out in Portsmouth. I would say out of all the 7 cities for me, because I'm from an inner city neighborhood. Portsmouth probably gonna be the closest thing to where I'm from. So if it's anything like that, that girl she knocked her in the head on purpose. Like you know what I'm saying? She got pissed. She hit that girl on on the head on purpose. Now look, you get mad, you get in your emotions. That's one thing. The thing that I found most egregious about this was I don't even think she apologized. She was just like, hey, she was like, everybody getting mad about me doing this, but nobody sees it my way. Nobody see what I was going through. So I just think, man, I think the coaches, the parents, because we're not gonna go hard on this young lady, but she is a senior. I think the coaches and the parents to do their due diligence and school this young lady on when you're talking to the news, have some humility. But she definitely did that shit on purpose.
I agree with the Portsmouth thing to a certain extent because downtown Newport News, I seen a lot of niggas go downtown Newport News and
Oh
not
yeah.
come back, not come back the same way. And I was to
Nah,
tell a
that's
story. I
facts.
was downtown Newport News one time, seeing a young lady. Me and my man, we was outside and we went to go see the young lady, and 9 niggas walked in her back door and was sitting in her kitchen, and I knew it was up for us, but somehow, some way, we walked out of there unscathed. But I agree with you on Portsmouth. because Portsmouth is a little, but downtown Newport News, boy,
Bad
them
Hey,
news.
boys.
bad news is what bad news is, but because I spent most of my time living in like that Newport News Hampton area, but like the last 3 years of me living in Virginia, I was living in Portsmouth, and I was like, oh man, it's some niggas out here.
What was you doing in
Hey,
Portsmouth?
hey,
Because I was at the hospital, so like my
Okay.
last duty station, I was at Naval Portsmouth Hospital, so I just went ahead and just moved over there, man. And I dug it, but I was like, damn, Portsmouth was a little different from like
what part of
everything else.
Portsmouth were you in, Juice?
Like right, I stayed at the hospital. I stayed in the barracks.
Oh,
Like
okay.
my last
All
few
right.
years there.
All right.
Yeah.
Downtown Newport News, boy. Shit, I seen a lot of niggas come back sad. Hey, what happened? Bad news.
Hey,
Bad motherfucking news.
y'all know they actually charged her with misdemeanor assault and battery.
Yes.
I mean, 3 times, Dre.
I ain't see 3 times.
She only hit her once, yo. Don't
She hit
do
her
that.
once.
She hit her once, yo.
I
She
ain't
said it 3
times.
times. She did not go whack, whack, whack. Don't do that. She hit her
They
one
said it was
time,
3.
and she no, it was once.
You know,
She tried to make
you,
it
you,
seem so
you know,
reason.
you know that new line dance, like where them fans at? It's like bop, bop.
Yo, she trying to take her head off. I gotta know what she said. We gotta do the E True Hollywood Stories or the 30 for 30 or something on this shit. Like,
That's
I need
I mean,
fucking
she said like it got caught in the girl jersey or something, and that she was getting back into her motion. She hit. That's what she said.
hit it
I
three
mean,
times.
she ain't hit her 3 times. She
Wow.
ain't
I
hit
mean,
her with
that's
the
what
She
she
wop
said
said.
she
wop
hit
wop
her
I
3
wop
didn't.
wop.
times,
That's
yo.
what she
She
said.
didn't hit her 3 times.
That's word on the street. That's word on the curb.
It's a lie. It's like,
That's wild.
golly.
All right, so
Drake good to finish school.
uh, you said Iceberg. You put on the list that you wanted to holler at me about David Mixman. So I'm gonna let you go ahead and do what you gotta do.
Hey, hold on. Let me
That's
mute
a
my
quick
mic.
hit. I don't even want to do that.
All right. We get back to it. All right.
I don't even want to do that, yo. Like,
All right. So Iceberg, you said let's talk freedom of speech. What's up?
all right, yeah. So, man, I'm glad. Let's get in our political bag real quick. I don't like how we talk so much about freedom of speech as it pertains to anything. That one First Amendment and Second Amendment is probably the two most egregiously used things, right? When we say freedom of speech, right? To say freedom of speech, it means that I can go to any neighborhood USA and say what I want because I have the freedom of speech, right? And I can hide behind that because I can say what I want. But it's not free of consequences from what you say. And the words you say have consequences. This came around when they were talking about the young man at the college who was defending Hamas or whatever and was saying, I forgot his name, something Muhammad or whatever, who was here on a student visa in the United States to get education. And you think because this is the United States of America, you can have freedom of speech and say what you want to say. Well, you can. It just doesn't mean it's free of consequences. You know what I'm saying? Like, what if your kids walk up to you and say, I got freedom of speech? Like, yeah, who the fuck is you talking to, right?
I mean,
You're
you
also
do.
free to go out here and figure it out on your own or do whatever you want to do. So I just don't like how every time somebody gets backed in the corner, they say freedom of speech or 2A, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Second Amendment, gun rights or whatever. I should be able to stockpile 1 million weapons because of 2A, right? Well, that didn't include AR-15s with, you know what I'm saying, or Glocks with switches on them back when that was written, right? It just didn't count that way, right? We're talking about rifles with goddamn gunpowder and pellets and stuffing it down in there and firing it off. Like, so I just don't think the Constitution has moved at the same speed that the world has, and we always hide behind it because it's our governing doctrine. And the Elon's taking out constitutional rights. Donald's taking out constitutional rights. I guarantee you, nobody in this room life has changed since he's been president. I promise you. Y'all pay didn't go down. Like, you know what I'm saying? You still had a job, still got paid. The VA still sent my money. I got it. We're still processing claims. Cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, nothing has really changed, but you just hide behind it. So I wanted to talk to y'all about freedom of speech and how y'all feel about it. Is it real? Is it fake? Is it driven by what or whatever? So that's just what I want to get on my chest.
Well, since I'm always attacked about what I say online, every word I put out, listen, I definitely believe in freedom of speech. I don't think that's going anywhere. But something that I've learned is you got to be careful what you say. I mean, even though you have freedom of speech, when you have some level of influence, or you get on a platform like ours and you got thousands of people that can watch you at any moment, you definitely have to be careful what you say, especially if you're not from here and you're from a radical place and you're going to have any support for radical countries. I think you definitely have to have a level of responsibility, because we have to understand that through speech, you can cause a riot. You can cause a riot. You can start a cult. You can actually be very detrimental to society with what you say. So I think that's the caveat to freedom of speech. Now, when we talk about freedom of speech, does that mean that if I say something wild that you disagree with, that, they should come arrest me and put me in prison? That's what freedom of speech is preventing. It's saying, no, you're not going to go to jail for that. You're not going to have any consequence. However, a job could say, I don't want you here. They have that freedom. They reserve that right. These platforms can deplatform you because they reserve that right, which is, it sucks. It does. But they can do that. So I think we have to either tailor what we're saying and make it just a little more palatable if we're going to be in a wide audience. Or I totally agree with having spaces where like-minded people can go and say what they want. And a lot of times those places may be a little radical. You got the red pill world, you got some white nationalism, you have a bunch of places like that. But even with that, if things creep out of those communities and become detrimental to society, then you best believe they're gonna get a knock at their door. So you just have to be responsible with what you say.
So do you agree? Go ahead, Dre.
Yeah, I'm right along with you, Juice. I think that, people have to realize, right, that words have power. You know what I'm saying? And so we do live in a society where you can say whatever you want to say, right? You do have that is your constitutional right to say whatever you want to say. However, you're not, exempt from the consequence of what you say, right? So a part of that free speech and the responsibility of free speech is you being willing to accept the consequences that come with whatever it is that you say, should there be consequences. You can't just go out. Somebody's going to be offended by what you say. And if you don't care about offending that person, oh well, go ahead and say what the fuck, stand on what you said, right? But I do have a problem where people want to go on platforms and people want to publicly say things, right? And then they want to be excused from the consequence of what you said. You're in a foreign country, right, that allowed you an opportunity to come here and go to school, right? And you blatantly in public, right, put out statements supporting something that right now we just don't support as a country, right? That just wasn't smart. And so, am I saying that I 100% agree with the way that things were handled and all of that? I don't have the details, so I can't say whether I agree with that or not. But what I'm saying is, you making those public statements against the country that allowed you an opportunity just wasn't smart. Got nothing to do with free speech. It just wasn't smart.
So, so I personally feel, I'm like Tupac on this. Tupac was thug at one point and political on the other, right? So I feel, as far as me, I served this country, right? So I did whatever, however many ex deployments. I'm going to say what I want to say, right? And I don't care if it hurts your feelings. I don't care what you think about what I say. And then sometimes I'm the opposite of, I'm going to say what I want to say, but I got to tailor it down so I can get my point across without someone saying that I'm absolutely incorrect. Um, but I agree with you, what you said, Juice, and Dre. So it just depends on whatever the situation may be. But if I'm having a conversation with my brothers, and we're not, around whoever we're around, then my politically correct is just going to go all the way left. If I'm having a conversation with Neef, and we're just going to go on, what I'm saying, me and Neef conversation is not going to be PC. Now when we're on here, or if we're on some other form, once we get out 50,000, or if I'm talking to Melissa Ford, then what I'm saying, I might be, what I'm saying, I might have to tailor it a little bit so she can understand what I'm saying. So holler at me, baby.
Yeah, so I was raised by a black mother in the 80s, so I was always kind of cautious about how I went about things. Um, I totally agree with everybody else. It's a time and place for everything. So the content and the way I go about saying things when it's in the group text, and basically like we were talking about earlier too, just in posting on TikTok. You get a lot of feedback off of stuff from people, and I just don't have it like I don't have the energy to even. I watch what I say because what you going to say is going to it could just be a whole lot going on to prevent that. So like I remember even with my wife when she started when she was posting on TikTok, and I'm like, babe, look, you might want to just all the controversy, just kind of chill off that, because whatever they gonna say to you, then I'm gonna start reading the comments. Now I'm on go. You get what I'm saying? So I think it's a time and place for everything. Everything that you think don't got to be said to everybody, and you know, I think anybody who sit back here and think you can just say whatever you want to say. I don't know. I don't know. I'm from a place where as though what you say can get you punched in the mouth. Just
Facts.
words. You get what I'm saying?
Facts.
Just words, and what you say to somebody, y'all can be out here knuckling. Y'all can be out here playing basketball and things go left. I just always been around that. So I think I'm more conscious of that than somebody who might not have came up the same way as me. But I don't believe in and I think it's kind of weird too when you enjoying the benefits of something to go against it. Like what sense do that make?
Or I
But
mean, it, and a lot of people feel comfortable, as he said, because you got your Second Amendment rights, right? So they try to hide behind that, and I keep a P365 on my hip. Let me let you know. I'm gonna say what I want to say because you got something to say. Pull up on me. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you're from Philly or not. So, you know what I'm saying? Say what you said.
But see, like the thing is, like I don't necessarily agree with every government situation or like everything ain't to be for me to say to everybody. You know what I'm saying? So it come a point where as though, yeah, you can feel indifferent or whatever like that, and that's fine. But everything ain't meant to be. Say you keep talking about you gonna pull up to Philly. I don't know who you going to Philly to see. I don't know who you got an issue with. Do you want me to talk to them? I can maybe
I
before
didn't
you
say I
make
was
that
pulling
trip
up to
all the
Philly.
way
I
up
said I don't care if you're
I-95.
from Philly.
I
You're
don't
not
want you to
listening.
drive 19 hours for nothing. Nigga, have a conversation. We too old for the goofy shit.
No,
Like
I fly with my shit now.
it's too long, a 2.5 hour drive, 2.5 hour flight. You got to go through all the shit on the airport. You might
Gotta
you might
walk
better
down the
figure that out
ramp,
with
you know
that
what I'm
person.
saying? Go through TSA.
Yeah, I got to walk
Like,
through
Right.
a
like,
ramp.
like, can we talk, brother? Can we
Right. Like you
talk?
could just figure it out with that person. You got an issue with a film. Like I can make a call. I can go over the bridge. We can make this real. You ain't got to do all that, Jay. You got to think that they gonna got to build your hip and all that, bro. We got to do all that. We got a pot on Sundays. We got shit to
Because
do.
I be arguing with people about immigration too, and I'm just like, where's the line? Tell me where the line is, right? Like, how many people should we let in? Or how many people should we not let in?
Yo,
Like,
this is
what?
on your mind
Like,
heavy because
what?
this is the second week in
It
a row you
is.
done.
Immigration is wild to me. I'm like, where are we drawing the line at? Like, tell me, like 15,000, 20,000, 2.5 million,
What's the
like,
stats?
Man.
like,
I don't
like,
even know
what's
the stats. So what's the number they saying is
Well, an astronomical number during the last administration of immigrants
insane
just
numbers?
came in.
Yeah, insane.
And no one had an answer for why that was the case.
Sanctuary
Here's
cities. Go ahead, Juice.
here's the here,
Hold on, Juice.
sanctuary.
Before you
Go
go,
ahead.
let
Yeah,
me
cook,
just
cook.
I just want to make sure, you know what I'm saying, we get this wording right because we just talked about words mattering, right?
Yep.
What we're talking about is illegal
Legal immigrant.
migrants.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yes,
We're talking
correct.
about
Illegal
illegal
immigration.
migrants,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
yep. Illegals. Yeah.
immigrant is someone
Yeah.
that goes through the process,
Right.
right?
right.
What we're talking
Yep.
about is people just crossing the fucking border like it ain't there. All right,
Yeah.
go
Right.
ahead, Juice.
Correct. Illegal immigration. Yeah,
Right.
I
absolutely.
mean,
Yep.
I think it all has to change, right? Because there was a time where we were growing the country. We were growing the labor force. We had a necessity to let an influx amount of people in here, and we just don't have that anymore. I don't think that's reasonable or smart for us. But that's why it's up to Congress to make sure we have a vetting process. It's up to them to make sure we have a good naturalization process. But the illegal immigrant, the illegals is the issue. That is the big problem because they aren't accounted for. So Jasmine Crockett, my favorite person to pick on as of late, said it isn't illegal to be illegal. Like you have this on the Democratic
Sounds
side right
so
now. You have people,
stupid.
you have somebody actually getting on public TV and saying it's not illegal, it's a civil issue when you can just Google it. It's illegal, and it's a federal crime to do so. When she was asked, these mayors in the sanctuary cities, do you have felons there? Did you have so many felons there? Is this true? And they were like, no. And I'm like, how do you know? How do you know who's there? It's just a big issue. And I will say this, and this is kind of a line with freedom of speech. It's like now we have this whole, we don't want you to say that. We don't want you to say anything bad about illegal immigrants, because on the opposite of we can say whatever, there is this, we don't want you to say anything. We want you to just be a part of this group think, and if you don't align with this, then we just want to put a muzzle on you. So immigration is something that I've been very vocal about. I think that it is an issue, and people just have a major problem with it. Now I'm gonna land here. We're not immigrants, Black people. We're not, I don't know, because if that's the case, the Anglo-Saxon is an immigrant. The Anglo-Saxon came here and brought you here with them to make this country. We are American citizens. So immigrants, stop trying to say that we next. We already did the next. We went through slavery, went through Jim Crow, and we got here. So we it's not a comparison. We are Americans. If you want to be an American, you need to go through the actual process to be an American, and you need to put your country first. I don't like when people come here talking about saying anti-American rhetoric.
It want to be here.
Don't.
Like, it's so weird.
It want to be here. I don't like.
I want to get my education here, but anti, like freedom, like what? You don't have no freedoms, guy. You're here on a visa. You don't know what that means.
Yeah.
Go somewhere else, and I dare want somebody in the United States try. It goes well.
Hey Juice, on a scale of 1 to 10, right? How big is your crush on Jasmine Crockett?
I ain't gonna lie, it's a 10. Now I like ratchet women. I have an issue with her politics.
I knew it.
I said it. I have an issue with her politics, but she's very much so attractive to me, and she's very much so somebody that I would like to, you know what I'm saying? But I don't like her politics. But I like lashes, weave, and Sexy Red. Y'all know this. I talk about this in the group chat a lot. She's I have a thing for. I have like a real thing.
Bro, don't ever do that shit again.
Like, I have a real thing for Sexy Red, dog. Like I got
the new Sexy Red. The new Sexy Red.
Hey, this off topic, but I gotta ask this question, right? Because I don't know if I've ever shared with the group, right? I don't listen to female rappers like at all. Like,
you said that.
Okay.
You said
that. I really want to know, like, in what context are y'all consuming female rap music? Like, are y'all riding around the city listening to Get It Sexy?
No.
Sometimes.
No.
Like when
that's wild.
I listen to Glow.
That's wild. Just riding around the city.
But y'all gotta remember, man. My musical background. I'm gonna check out your album. I'm gonna listen to it. I've always chalked it up to that. Y'all know that I like every new artist, right? You know what I'm saying? So when they come out, I'm gonna listen. So when that album,
you coming out and listening ain't the same as I'm about to put on this Sexy Red as I drive through the city.
Right. I don't have no Sexy Red or Glorilla in my.
I got one. Oh, I got a couple. I like a couple of them Glorilla joints, man. I ain't gonna hold you.
I have none of it.
Okay. The female rapper that I will do that with. Now, Sexy Red, I'm gonna listen to it. Now, I might just be like, hey, turn it on. No. Now, Lotto,
yeah,
I will listen to Lotto.
I
will be like, let me listen to her tape. Like Lotto, because she rapping. She rapping to me. So yeah, I like Lotto. I think Glow is hard. It's been a while with Megan.
I got some Cash Doll. I got some 3D Naughty.
That Glorilla Let It Cook. That Glorilla.
You got the windows down. You got the windows down.
Listen, windows down. Listen, that Glorilla Let Him Cook. She going hard on that joint, dog. I ain't know. Let Him Cook. Is that what it's called? Let It Cook. Let it. That joint is hard, dog. That is. And the Lotto drink, the Georgia Peach.
The Glorilla drink with T-Pain go hard.
Yo, Glorilla be killing some features, dog. Matter of fact, I got a couple of Glorilla drinks. I ain't even gonna hold you. But she really rapping though. She ain't really talking too crazy. Like I don't got no Sexy Red or nothing. But it's a couple Glorilla drinks I really like. I really like. And
I got a couple Sexy Red songs for when I get a certain group of individuals in my car. And I need to go get a T-bone steak so I can use the EBT card, but that's about it.
Jay, why is you eating T-bone steaks?
Cheese, eggs, and Welch is great.
No, we don't eat. That was in 1994. We don't eat T-bone steaks no more.
Flush, and it's at the Shakey's. He eating steak at the Shakey's.
You got a fork and a knife at the Shakey's. I understand like finger food. You got a fork from the Shakey's?
What?
That shit
I've
is
never eaten
wild.
at a strip
You are
club. I've never
dangerous.
eaten at a
Like
strip
you are
club.
living on the edge.
Y'all need to
A
come
fork at the
visit.
Shakey's is crazy.
You need to come visit.
Forget the shakies.
And you know that steak tough and shit. A T-bone.
No, it ain't.
Jay, you
No.
probably picked that motherfucker with your hands like.
I used to go to so true story. This Thursday was my partner's birthday. So, I took him out and we went Shakey's. We went to the oldest steakhouse in Florida and had some of their cuts because I ain't gonna say the other word. And it wasn't bad. Yeah, and then we went to another one after another
But
Shakey's.
Jay, don't eat T-bones though. We not. Shit ain't
I,
that hard.
I mean, I was.
Jay, let me find out, Jay. You having steak and eggs? Like we got to get this shit. Like no, Jay, we not doing that. We ribeyes. I'm just ribeyes. I'm strictly ribeye. I ain't even hold you. Lamb chop head. I mean,
I mean, really, if you want,
prime rib.
if it's gonna be anything, go give me a flat steak with some chimichurri on the side. You know what I'm saying?
Who?
A flat,
Jay, we not
A
eating no flat
flank?
steaks.
a flat flank, a skirt. Give me,
No, Jay.
I'm
No,
simple.
eat skirt steak, Jay.
I'm
No,
simple.
I ain't had a prime rib in a long time.
Jay.
I think that's something I might do.
Jay, you eat
But
like the chitlins of
so
steaks.
what I do for that juice, what I do for that juice, and you probably have one by you. I go to like CBI or wherever the food place is, and they have an express place where you can I go get dinosaur bones, so I can go get those. I have a half off.
What's
Jay, what's
Beef,
dinosaur
going
bone?
on?
the
Jay,
beef
what's going
ribs,
on?
the big thick beef ribs. You can get those half chitlins and steaks. Get this thing out.
I will. Hey, I
We
will
can
say
give you
this. This
fucking
is probably
T-bones and fucking flank steak. No, not flank steaks, but
this
fucking skirt
year. This got to be
steaks.
the funniest. This got to be the funniest pod we did this year. This shit is hilarious, dog.
Hey, wow. Like,
God damn.
no, I don't like that for you, Jay. I love you. I want
Hey,
you to love yourself. Like,
come and
that's tough
visit me.
love.
You know what? No, we'll talk.
No, Jay. No, Jay. We got no. No, as a
Yeah,
father.
Flush, you might as well eat Salisbury steak.
Hell yeah. Like, no, a good
I
Salisbury
thought that was
steak.
real
If you
steak
make it
until I
right.
turned 15.
Now, what's
I
the
ain't
other
gonna lie
shit?
to you.
What's the steak that was? Oh my goodness, that terrible
A
ass thing you can
spam
fry
steak,
up
nigga.
and, huh?
A spam steak,
You
nigga.
talking about the cube joint?
Yeah, the cube. Oh my god. Yeah, Jay probably let me get a cube steak and mashed potatoes and 5 biscuits. No, Jay, we're not doing that. I want more for you than that, Jay. I don't want T-bone steaks for you. I love you.
Hey, don't run beside me if I have any baton, you might get hit too. Yeah.
All right, man. Let's lock into some quick hits, man. I wanted to shout out Steph Curry because it seems like this unrivaled basketball league. It seems like that's popping more than the WNBA, man. It's a lot of they got a lot of sponsors, a lot of people behind it. The league started with actual players, so it's a 3-on-3 full court, but the court's not a actual full. It's a little smaller than a full court. I think they got 6 players on each team, and they had a one-on-one tournament. They had a lot of different things going on, and it seemed like it's popping. They got Steph Curry involved, Carmelo Anthony, Giannis, and more, man. So I wanted to shout them ladies out. I think it started with it was the chick from the Lynx, who the best player, and the
Was
joint from
Brianna Stewart,
Olivia.
wasn't it?
Yeah, Brianna Stewart was one of them. And then
And
the
an
chick,
old girl,
the
what's her
power
name?
forward,
I
light
know you're
skin
talking
joint.
about.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know you're
she.
talking about.
But
Can't
I
remember her
like what
name.
they doing, man. They trying to they doing their thing. So shout out to them and shout out to NBA players for supporting these ladies in that moment, man. What y'all think of that?
I love it. These chicks be balling.
Yeah,
I'm not
I
up.
think it's dope. I think it's dope.
All right, real quick,
The
Iceberg. You
Feast
want?
of Collier. Now,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
want to
yeah.
move on
But
without
she was in
talking
the
about
she
her.
was in the championship. But
Yeah, her and Brianna Stewart. Yeah, they're co-founders. Yeah, they went to college together. I think
oh, did they?
yeah. I think they was
She
at
been around that
UConn
long? 'Cause I
together.
don't remember. I didn't
Yeah.
even know who she was until the playoffs.
Yep.
Because Brianna been around for a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know she was with Seattle Storm and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Before we get into the quick hits, I did want to give you a chance, Iceberg, to talk about did the sports. I'm curious of what you mean by this. Did the sports debate shows ruin the way you look at and talk about sports? What do you mean by that?
Yeah, I think that when you have sports debate shows on, you have 2 or 3 or 4 polarizing characters who are literally arguing the other side of all different aspects of sports for the sake of having good theater or a good show. So it may or may not be a true feeling, but it's enough to get the conversation going and talking. So obviously, Skip with the cold pizza thing doing it, and then that turned into First Take, and then having what basically Stephen A has right now to, what I'm saying, him and Stephen A doing it, and Skip leaving, and Stephen A just kind of taking on that charge. I think that the debate shows have taken over, and people just give random hot takes for the sake of having hot takes. And I don't honestly think they feel that way. And the only time you can tell that it's real and authentic is when a true situation comes out and they're like, yeah, we both agree that this is racist, right? Or we both agree that this is wrong. But if, you know what I'm saying? I could put up 40 tonight and somebody would have something negative to say about it. Well, he didn't get 42 and he missed 5 shots just for the sake of saying that and not being able to celebrate it. So I really hate sports debate shows as a whole, and they all have turned into that. Even Sports Center to some effect, right? You know what I'm saying? Outside of what's SVP Scott Van Pelt at night, where he just kind of give the information and the stats, but I'm shying away from the first takes, the get ups, the speak, the facility, all of that stuff, man. Like I never want to hear Paul Pierce talk about football ever.
All right. So for me,
And Dre,
I've been
fuck Paul Pierce.
ooh, I've been off of First Take for a while. I feel like
Yeah.
we haven't heard anything productive from Shannon Sharp since Michelle. I ain't heard him say nothing that was that crazy since he's been on ESPN. I do like it's called the facility with Ancho and them.
Yeah.
I do like that. I like Colin Cowherd. He's very unique in his. You're gonna get the same stories on every show. I'm just more interested in you being a little bit more creative in how you go about
But that's what
discussing.
we are. Kyle and Carol isn't a debate show.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So I like him, but
Yeah.
I like
But the facility is.
but I don't feel like it's as First Take I don't think it's
It
as.
100% is.
You think so?
Absolutely.
I just I prefer to hear those guys speak about it. I
That's because
prefer.
they're fresher than the Stephen A's of the world who are stale and time is weight on you. But like I'm sick of Acho. I don't fuck with Acho anyway because of his goddamn Lamar Jackson
No, it's
vote.
crazy.
Fuck Acho.
You got a little Ancho vibe, a little bit.
He voted for Josh Allen.
I'm just saying, you got
I
a
got
little. You are
Dan
our Ancho, like
Orlovsky,
you are kind of
Jim Miller, Acho, right? Like that. Like that's
you
what
like
we
our
are.
Ancho a little bit though.
Huh? What?
You're like our Ancho, or like Cedric the Entertainer mixed with Shaq, some shit like that.
But
Shout out to my man
hey,
that said that. He definitely said that to me. I can't even remember his name, but he definitely said it. Thanks for listening,
when
brother.
you say what you said though about the debate shows, I ain't gonna lie. Acho is one of the people that kind of come up a lot in that conversation because he have a lot of hot takes. I don't have anything against him. Go Longhorns, you know what I'm saying? But I will say, he does have he comes up a lot in the controversial comment, you know what I'm saying, section of America.
The thing about him though, I really feel like he feel that way. I don't feel like he's saying anything that's trying to be clickbaitish or whatever, or trying to get. I feel like he really feels how he feels, and even if you feel like that way about him, even the questions that he asks those guys and the way he kind of goes into things, I respect more. And I feel like it's more creative than every show
He's
that you
trying
might
to be the
watch.
Stephen A. of Fox.
I
And
know. I don't think he's
a caricature of himself. I don't believe him. His takes
Stephen
don't
A.
even make no
is.
sense. His takes don't make no sense. He's looking and saying, Stephen A. can get 100 million. I can get 100 million.
I
Right?
don't think he's
Like,
trying to be like Stephen A. I don't think that's fair.
all right, I'll wait 5 years to be right.
I mean, no, because Stephen A. by now he would have already said Stephen A. A young Stephen A. and the energy of a young Stephen A. I don't think Ancho matches that. You think remember young Stephen A.
I do. Quite frankly, Stephen A. I was a fan.
Right? So I
But I
don't think.
think
Go ahead, Dre.
I think what Rel is saying is that he's not saying he's being exactly like Stephen A. But
Right.
what he's saying is, I mean, it's the same path, right? It's just a different car, right? So he's not trying to be Stephen A. But he's following that same blueprint, right? Trying to get to that same space. And I agree with you, Rel. I think we live in a copycat world, right? So I go and I get a bag, right, doing one thing, or I go get a bag doing this thing, and now everybody wants to do that same thing. And that's what the whole sports debate show has become, right? Cold pizza, and First Take and all of those things were successful. So what does every other network do? They run out, get similar characters, right, and follow the same format. And I think at this point, like, it's gotten tired, it's gotten, drawn out, and it's boring. And I'll be real with you, I don't remember the last time I watched any of those shows. I don't watch it no more. I don't. They're archaic at this point.
Yeah.
Has anybody seen Monica McNutty back on First Take since that situation?
Yeah, she was there last week.
Oh, she was.
Who?
Yeah.
I don't watch them no more. I think they all do the same thing, and it gets tiring of hearing the same thing, even though you have different people, doing it different ways. But it's just it's boring. It's monotonous now.
Yeah,
I like Nick
it's
Wright.
dry.
I like Nick Wright, and what's their show called?
First Things First.
Yeah. So give me First Things First.
I love
give me
First
Cowherd.
Things First, but we like First Things First because we like the personalities of those people more so than we like what they're actually talking about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Nick Wright and Chris Broussard and Wilds, like, they have an amazing trio chemistry that you just can't replicate, right? And then even the additions with Mangini and Greg Jennings, like, those are all additional good pieces that they have there. And I think Nick Wright has been his authentic self the entire time.
And
I would rather listen to Nick Wright than Acho any day. I think Acho fake as shit. Like, I see straight through him.
And Nick Wright didn't want to leave. They wanted to give Nick Wright that 10 o'clock slot at first. And Nick Wright said, I'm cool right here where I'm at.
Right.
And he didn't want that.
Yeah.
Damn, what was I about to say? Damn, I lost it that quick.
Nick Wright was why I listened to sports radio here in Houston. Like, when he left sports radio here, I stopped listening. I will say I like his personality and I like his take on sports. And he's an authentic guy. Like, what we were getting here on the radio here in Houston.
Right.
I think he went to Philly after that. He might have went to. Didn't he go to Philly? I think he went to Philly after that.
I don't think so.
I'm not sure.
Or maybe he came from Philly.
Yeah.
He went somewhere there, but
he's from Kansas City,
I
though.
guess.
Yeah, he's from Kansas City.
Yeah. He's from Kansas City.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I like Chris Broussard's transition into being a basketball guy to being more. I believe him. Like you said, you don't like listening to Paul Pierce talk about football. Chris Broussard being that NBA guy like that, I feel comfortable hearing him. He seems real to have like the information really on point with a lot of his takes and like you said, the chemistry plays a big part in everything.
Yeah. They brought Snoop out. They had a whole choir there. Him saying, "Get a sandwich, some chips, and a soda pop." That joint is authentic and real.
Did you see the episode after Kansas City lost?
Yes.
Oh my god! I'm talking about classic TV.
Yeah.
How they kept messing with Nick Wright.
Yeah.
And he can take a joke.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, but I mean,
and fuck Acho for goddamn voting for Josh Allen.
See, it's a deeper, darker situation for him.
And fuck the AP. And that's Associated Press for anybody who needed me to be more clear about AP.
Okay. How do you feel your team did so far in free agency? I'm gonna start. I love what the Vikings did. Whether we just got damn, I can't think of the running back from San Francisco who was going off early last year for a 6th-round pick. We got him. We got the backup. No, the backup. Who was getting up? Mason. We got Mason for a 6th-round pick yesterday. We got Isaiah Rodgers, light money. We got a lot of moves in the trenches. I really think we improved our team. I really like every move we made this offseason as the Vikings.
I'm starting to feel like the Ravens are. They always get these receivers on their last leg, like it's their retirement. Like we're gonna sit them out with a big bang, like Anquan, Fish.
They get them a year or two too late.
Yeah, like we had Anquan, we had T.O., we had Odell, now we got D-Hop, right? So it's like, how much can you contribute to it? I mean, now I think D-Hop still has a little spring in his step than these other ones that I named. And hopefully, he can stay healthy and Zay can stay healthy too to take us to that promised land, and get us over the hump and everything else right now. But as far as everything else, I mean, we've made a few transitions and lost a few steps along the way. So I'm kind of ready for the draft to see what else is going to happen. So I'll say this now. We're gonna go, 14-3 and win it all. So there we go. Over Houston. That's my second favorite team, Juice.
Well. I'll say this. You know what I'm saying? I haven't really paid much attention to what's going on out there in free agency or whatever the case may be. But I do know we need to get an O-line. I think if we get an O-line, CJ Stroud, get
That's
some
the
more
most
time in
important
that
thing for
pocket.
y'all.
They
That's
just
really
gave
what
up
they
Laramie
need.
Tunsil. What are y'all talking about?
Oh, true. Well, maybe they're losing up some money for
They
something
are
else.
hustling backwards.
And they got Christian Kirk from the Jaguars. Got another receiver.
Who?
Christian Kirk,
Christian Kirk.
Who's that?
receiver.
Am I
What
saying
has
his
he
name
done?
wrong?
Oh,
Who?
Jay.
Fucking Jaguars? You serious? Alabama
Duval.
can beat them.
Hey Jay, man, go ahead,
Are
relax,
you
man.
serious? The
Who you
most
talking
boring
to?
game
Who you
last year.
talking to me?
The most boring game last year was the Patriots versus the Jaguars.
Hey,
It was
wait a
field
minute.
goal.
What are
Hold
you
on.
talking about? We talking about the Texans.
I'm just saying. You just said Christian
Why are
Kirk.
you? Why are you just saying? You just
Like
had
you
your
said
moment. Like
Christian
you
Kirk
just
like
talked about your washed up.
you said
You talk
Christian
about
Kirk
your
like he's
washed
a
up
good
receivers that y'all
name.
get.
Like, would you put Christian Kirk on your fantasy?
Right this second? No, not right this second. I wouldn't.
Exactly. So you gonna mention? Oh, they
Well,
picked him up.
if you were listening to the conversation, we were talking about the fact that they gave up an offensive lineman and added another receiver when Juice is saying they need offensive line help.
Larry Tunsil is fucking Frederick Douglass. He's old. They gotta get somebody else. He's fucking done. He's 29. He's his knees have been popping. He can't even get up a fucking. He gotta take an elevator to his house. He's done. Put a fork in him.
Jay,
Stink.
if he talking about get that man talking about his team, ain't nobody talking about your squad.
I don't care. That's what I'm here for.
What? Why are you here, Jay?
Pull up on me. God damn it, shit. I not foul.
You know what? I'm gonna take
Shit.
them fucking chickens. Nigga, ain't gonna be no eggs, no nothing up this motherfucker.
You gonna get
I'm
clucked
be
up.
down. I'm gonna beat down 9-5.
You gonna get clucked up.
Nah, I'm taking them chickens to a better home. I call DHS. I don't think they
I'm
get
gonna
them
call
chickens properly.
DHS.
I don't think they get them chickens properly. Juice, continue, brother. God damn.
No, that's really it, man. I feel like we got to get the O-line right, you know. But you know, also on the Texans list is, you know, they want a new stadium, so they threatening that they might leave if they don't get a stadium. That's kind of out there. I don't know if that's really gonna happen. This would be the second time because we lost the Oilers, so I don't think it's gonna happen. I think the stadium is, you know, it's fairly new. It's 20 years.
That stadium ain't that old. Like,
It ain't that old. It ain't that old, and it's comfortable. Like you could be anywhere in that stadium and it's comfortable. But they definitely want to get a new
I think the
stadium. So.
Texans need a strengthening condition coach because the same players keep getting the same injuries. So, you know,
Who
obviously
was that?
something.
Who was out indefinitely or just done? Who was that I just saw? I think it was
what's
a
name just got
receiver.
surgery? Tank Dell just got surgery.
Tank down.
Late as
Tank. It was a
hell.
Tank
How
Dell.
long he had that?
The,
That's
the
wild.
swelling. I was asking Cool about it, but they was like, you can't do the surgery until the swelling goes
Oh, all right.
down.
So that's why I waited so
Yeah,
long.
yeah.
Because
Yeah,
damn,
man. So I mean, I
fucking
don't
what's
know.
names to be here? Work. What they call it?
OTAs.
Yeah. What you got? What you got, Iceberg?
Oh,
We gonna let Drake go last because
yeah, same,
he probably got a lot to say.
same take as Jay. I don't think that D Hop is on his last leg. I wouldn't compare what we had previously to us getting D Hop now. Anquan came to Baltimore and became the alpha receiver. I think that D Hop being the X, you know what I'm saying, opposite of Rashad Bateman and Zay Flowers is a really good move for Baltimore, considering that we have two of the best tight ends in the NFL with the absolute best quarterback slinging that thing and running around.
Whoa.
Pause. I say
Whoa.
pause. No, you ain't gonna AO me. I say pause.
Slinging that thing.
Go
This boy out. Go ahead, bro.
ahead, wait
Hey,
too
that
many
was a
pause
wild.
moments. That shit, wow,
So you
God.
slinging that
That
thing.
was a
Good thing I'm
wild.
an engineer. I'm gonna edit this shit out.
My bad, bro. My bad.
Yeah, but that's it.
Nah, I mean, I like what the Patriots have done so far. You know, they're giving out the money that we had. You know, we had one of the the best budgets
Nice.
in the league, right?
Buck
So
20, right?
Yeah, it was something
Crazy
crazy.
bread.
Something crazy. Yeah.
So I mean, they're spending it, but I feel like they're doing, typical Patriot shit, right? So we're gonna go spend all our money on defense so that Drake May only got to score 13 points and he can win the game. You know what I mean? But I'll say as a Patriots fan, for once, right, I just want them to go out and get a big name free agent, go get a star on offense, right? I think we'll be a decent team this year, right? Because again, the defense is going to be good. But as a fan, like sometimes I just want to be able to go watch the game and know that we have someone on the field that is that guy, right?
Right.
And that's something like I really haven't felt like we've had since we had Randy Moss on the roster, right? But I want to be able to have a superstar on the field. And I just wish sometimes we would go away from our typical formula of we're going to find the guy that nobody knows. We're going to make him a star. And then when he becomes a star, we're not going to pay him and he's going to go somewhere else. You know what I mean? So I wish they would go after, some more big names. But I think they've done a fairly good job of shoring up some of our weaknesses so far. And it's my sincere hope that the last piece of like this whole free agency and like rebuild that we're in is drafting Travis Hunter. I want him on the roster.
I was
Y'all
about
got the
to ask you about
easiest
that. I'm
division.
about to ask you
Facts.
about that though.
Yeah.
Receiver end because y'all just got the other Corey. The other corner y'all just got?
Shit, I don't even remember.
So him and Gonzalez is like,
Yeah. I mean, I think you know, he'll be a rookie, right? So if we are able to draft him and he plays and he wins the spot, he wins the spot. You know what I mean? But I think the Patriots do enough on defense to where, he'll get playing time, he'll be on the field. He might not be every down corner in the beginning, you know what I'm
right.
saying? But I think he'll get plenty of playing time. And I also think they'll be creative enough to, give him one or two, passes on the offensive side of the ball just to see if that works. So I think we're a perfect place for him to come. You know what I'm saying, and develop and maybe become the lockdown corner that people think he can be.
That's a hell of a trio though.
Yeah,
Him as a rookie and the two guys they got in place already. Then you get some
yeah,
offensive, you get some receiver help too. Get him on the offensive side of things too. So he just
yeah.
he just went crazy or something. He just went something. I just seen the highlight of him going deep and pause. And I gotta pause after I just
That was
grinded him
quick.
up like
Yeah,
that.
that was quick.
I
You
gotta build
couldn't
my
get your
P's
word
again.
out before you pause. That's a little deep pause. Like,
Nah, he was doing this thing or whatever. But yeah, man. Quick takes real quick. You got anything else? Let me see. Anything else that stick out? Pause. Oh my goodness. You want to grind me up about David McMahon, Iceberg?
no, I'm good. You know what you did.
Yeah.
Like,
Yo, I don't get this. Why do teams want Aaron Rodgers? I do not understand. What has Aaron Rodgers showed you besides
Aaron Rodgers ain't been good
Pause.
for a very
we
long
learned in
time.
sports, we've learned in sports that we will deal with the dramatics when the talent is
Yeah.
way more
Yeah.
than the
Yeah.
dramatics. When
Yeah.
it's even close, the sometimes you don't even want to deal with the drama because the talent's not worth the drama. I
Hmm.
feel like he's past that point. Like they keep connecting him to Minnesota, and I'm like, hell no. I'll go with JJ McCarthy and figure it out way before we
Well,
bring
him
him
going to
in.
Minnesota because the prophecy has to be fulfilled.
What him being the Brett Favre shit?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nah, man, go ahead, bro. Nah, we cool. We good. Nah, go ahead to Pittsburgh, some shit like. And I don't even see how it works in Pittsburgh. I really see him going to the Giants because he can get his shit off. Pause with the Giants more than he can with Pittsburgh because that's
Come
that's
on to
Mike Tomlin's
Pittsburgh so we
team.
get our sack numbers up. Come on,
And he don't
Pittsburgh.
even want his receivers to run in to like the what's the I can't think of the term right now like move in motion like it'd be like dog ain't nobody he ruined the Jets. The Jets was a young, promising team who needed a quarterback, and he set them back to where as though,
At least 10 years.
right? Like,
Easy.
who wants that?
Yeah.
Who signs up for that? No,
They're gonna be 10
we
times
cool.
better with Justin Fields.
Yes,
Watch.
if they didn't want Justin Fields first, they might have been better off. If they'd have cut their losses after last year, they might have been better off. But I don't want Aaron Rodgers nowhere near my squad.
You ain't got nobody to throw to though.
Where?
One more time,
Who do you gonna throw to?
Who? Where?
the Jets,
And Jets.
they got Wilson.
Like, yeah. Garrett
You
Wilson.
got one guy.
The other dude, nice too. The kick returner. What's his name?
No, they got they had somebody else.
No, they
Well, I
all
don't know.
left. They all
Because
left.
no, because they had a squad, but then
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers
That's
brought
why I said
Aaron
they all
Rodgers
left.
and
Oh,
others.
Lazard. Yeah,
Yeah,
is
he brought all
Lazard
kind
still
of
there, or
dudes
they cut
in.
him go?
I
They
wish, you know
got him
what?
shopping
I'm
the trade.
jealous. I wish me and Aaron Rodgers was locked in because he guarantee you a job around this motherfucker. You want a couple million? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he can do something out here.
Yeah.
Had me at middle linebacker starting fucking. Shit. What I'm missing, man? We good? What I'm missing? Stephen A got 100 mil. Did he deserve it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, he deserved it.
Yeah.
Yes, he deserved it.
Yeah.
What else I got?
And Stephen A, your nephew ain't funny.
Right. What artist? Real quick. What artist is your hip
He
hop
ain't.
guilty pleasure? Dre.
Plies.
Jay.
Ross.
Juice.
That ain't guilty.
Man, I got a lot because I be listening to drill music. Man, I got a lot. I'm gonna just put Sexy Red out there. Like she might be one of mine, but like I like ratchet, terrible music, so it's a bunch. But I'm gonna just use her. She gonna be the scapegoat.
Iceberg.
Gotta go with a lot of them. That's about it.
My guilty pleasure. It's easy to say Lil Baby, but I don't even, as much as y'all think
You
I
should
rock with
say
it,
Lil
I don't.
Baby.
You should say Lil Baby.
No,
You should
it's
say Lil
not
Baby.
even. It's not even.
There's
Nobody believes
there's
you.
no other words to came out your mouth.
Nobody
I would
believes
No
say-
other words to
I would
came out
say
your mouth. It's a
Philly
Lil
rappers
Baby.
in the late '90s, early 2000s, whether it's Spade, State Property, Chris, and like it'll probably be that Petey Crack. It will probably be those guys who
I ain't never heard
was
you mention those people, but
I don't
that's
think
okay.
that's exciting enough for you.
Yeah,
like, Lil
Lil
Baby.
Baby is
I ain't
100% it.
I
Yeah.
ain't never
You
heard
supposed to
you
say
mention
Lil
that.
Baby. I'm gonna actually edit it out. So you should say
no.
Lil
Okay,
Baby
so
now.
if my guilty pleasure, like
Lil Baby.
Get up and lay down and say
I'm
Lil
definitely
Baby.
going to
That's what I'm
dub
saying,
Lil
like-
Baby over your voice.
no,
Shut the
because
fuck
I would
up.
sit back here and say I would say Benny the Butcher and them or anybody else. So like, it's so many more artists that
We don't believe you.
I'm not here for
You
that.
spent his whole pod not lying, and you get here and start lying
Ain't
the last
nobody
5 minutes.
lying. I'm
That's
keeping it a
crazy.
buck.
I don't think he
I
wants.
got to defend.
I don't
I
think
have
he
to
wants
defend
to
Lil
say
Baby.
that.
Let me give you context, right? So when I say guilty pleasure, right, that's
Right.
an artist that you probably shouldn't be listening to. You probably shouldn't like, but you
Okay.
like. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? That's
Okay,
more
so
you know what I'm saying? Like I know I should not be a Plies fan, but you know what?
right.
Damn it, I
Then
am.
it would probably be Glorilla because I
Next topic. Let's move on because we're not
What?
fucking with him today. Go ahead. Next quick hit. Yeah.
I don't.
Hey, protect Lil Baby at all.
Right. What do you want to say? The answer is
No, it's
100%
not
Lil
this.
Baby.
Little Baby is popular enough
pretend-
where though that's not a
Hey.
guilty pleasure.
It is for you, you 45-year-old fucking
I'm
man.
not fucking 45. You older
Close
than me,
enough.
old
You
ass
close
nigga.
enough. Close.
Hey, can I say this before we move on? Why it might be? Why I would say this.
You're like 2 birthdays away from getting a fucking colonoscopy talking about
I've
Lil
always-
Baby.
I've always thought of Flush as like the rappers rap type guy. So like
He's
when
a fucking
name,
rapper,
like,
Juice.
Yeah, you
I ain't been a
naming,
rapper in
like,
I ain't been a rapper in 25 years.
but you like you're the guy that when you go mention somebody like a Lil Baby, like if this was like 2004, you'd like that nigga trash. Like I could have imagined
When we first
that.
started
So
to
like
Lil
now,
Baby, we said he was trash.
No, I
Iceberg.
said you loved him.
No, I didn't like
documented.
him. When the whan,
You
bitch, I'm a
like-
baby. I
you
did not like that
You
shit.
definitely like that.
I did not like that
You
shit.
was saying it. You was
No, I wasn't.
when. It's my baby. When,
I don't even move like that. That's some Baltimore shit. I don't do that.
It's my baby. I got you. I got.
That's some Philly shit. Like, get your
Hey, you
fucking steps
stay.
together.
You know all
Hey,
this shit
Flush,
recorded, right? You know all this
Flush, we
recorded,
gonna
right?
have to- we might have to have like a little we gonna have to have a little powwow about this. Like say, hey, what's going on with this Lil Baby thing, man? Why you
No.
protecting Lil Baby?
This shit is more about Rel than it is about me. Because Rel really hate him. Like, why do Rel hate him so much? That's the real question.
I have an answer, and I've been telling you the whole time because you like him. It's super
I didn't
simple.
like him when
My
you-
beef is with you, not with Lil Baby. Like,
Yo,
what's
the
wrong
fuck outta
with you?
Yo,
Like,
This is Brothers
I
Talking
hate
Shit,
beef with you.
episode 174. I love y'all. We love y'all. We love each other. It's all love.
Yeah.
Hey, and shout out to the dude that said I was a horrible father.
Fact. Shout out to everybody in the comments. Keep them coming, man. Love it.
Hey,
man.
yo, make me send Jay up and down I-95 for y'all motherfuckers talking crazy. Nah, but keep it up, though, man. We love y'all, man.
Yeah.
Love
All
y'all.
right, fellas, we out.
Peace.
Well,
Yeah.